This is what it looks like when I push myself beyond the level of Super Saiyan for even greater power. See, to make it easy, let's call this Super Saiyan 2. There's more.
I knew he pushed beyond Super Saiyan against Cell, but that was the limit of his power. Could there actually be more?
I mean, how much stronger can a guy get?
And this is the goal. Even further beyond.
Flicker on the screen, ranting in the basement with a red hot lens, wide tie, digital debris, banging on the keys like a ghost in the machine. Angry kid, bad at every level, calling out the kings and the pixelated devils. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise, burning down the town. He talks, he fights, he stays up through the night. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise. He wears a digital crown.
Welcome back to the lunch hour. How are all you vital idols doing? Boy, does it feel good to be here today, because I'm sure y'all heard some shit went down last night. Some not so good things been happening around these here YouTube parts. My girl got her account demonetized. Cindy be all up in them like poor people streets now. Because, well, I mean, unless of course you go support her on Kick, which you absolutely should do. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about Shoe0nHead ending Hasan Piker's career, and a whole lot more. It's gonna be a good goddamn show. It is the lunch hour. Hope y'all getting that protein, eating some meat. You know your boy got that green tea. No sugar. Man, things are wild. Who got up in this bitch? Who we got up in this bitch? I see Anthony Way is here. Genetic Spore, Straight Sith Males up in the house. Ghost of Valhalla. Zelozy. What is up? Seabrew, Runaway Vagabond coming in with a 5-banger says, what a good week. Brian Grandstanding Shapiro getting L's. Oh, we gonna talk about that, son. We gonna talk about that today. In fact, that'll actually be our first, well, second topic if you count the demonetization stuff going on, which we are going to touch on. But shout out, thank you for the 5-banger, homie. This is for you.
How you doing, sir? Good. Can we talk to you? Where are you from? You live in New York?
Who are you?
Don Lemon.
You're a fucking moron, dude.
Appreciate you, Vagabond. Yeah, we'll get to that Brian Shapiro stuff. Genty Maxie's in the house. Valiant Goat, Matt Stanford, Slime Maverick, Anjuna Main, Sucker My Dick. Zombie Bomb is here. Then we got War Wizard coming in with a 2-banger. Thought the small hats would get you before Cinny. I think it's a little bit more diabolical than that. I do. I think it's something a little bit more diabolical than that. We got Matt Stanford, if I can call him out. Future Over You, a.k.a. Paul, a.k.a. the IRL Bestie. Silver Angelics. Sevy with the heavies. You love to see it. How you doing, little lady? Who else we got? I be the EB. Sleeping Nova is here. El Mervoth. Coreboy, member for 14 months, coming in with the thumbs up. Appreciate you. We got the Chud King up in this bitch. And I think that'd be everybody so far. I think that is everyone. You know what, guys? I don't want to mince words. I don't want to waste time. I'm going to talk about this shit. So, Cinny. YouTube. Team YouTube. My channel has been demonetized for a reason I don't feel was explained at all. I'd really like my channel back. Please, if you believe I've done something wrong, I feel an email would have sufficed. Any help would be appreciated. Thank you. Yup. My partner in crime, my co-host, my best friend, pretty much had YouTube just fucking destroy her last night. It is a joke. Now, to be fair, she getting all sorts of love on this. Also, I mean, like, guys, all sorts of love. 1,800 followers. This has been seen almost 40,000 times. That's a good start. But we need to absolutely spread the word on this more. It says I haven't liked or retweeted or whatnot, which, to be fair, I should do that. I did retweet YouTube's reply. Maybe she made a second post. Either way, so yeah, and then, but it's not just Cinny. You got the Philosopher here. Wow, so YouTube claims my content isn't authentic despite the overwhelming majority of my videos being videos of myself on camera and my own music I recorded live in studio. Team YouTube, I've been a content creator with you for over a decade. What's going on? Now, I've never heard of this Philosopher person. Probably wouldn't care for their content on account of it's a... Oh, wait, is this... Oh, is this... No. Yeah, no idea. Probably wouldn't care for their content on account of they're a woman. But that's neither here nor there. We got Epic Mike coming in saying that, yo, this isn't an accident. She used to be kind of big on mines. Gotcha. Okay, interesting. Like I said, she's a woman, so I still probably wouldn't watch her. But you know what? To each their own. But then we got something even more interesting than that. Let's see if I can... I think I spelled that wrong. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember how you spell Aiden Paladin. No, I think I got it right the first time. Yeah, there it was. Hold on. I saw her name pop up. I thought I did. Where's the Aiden Paladin stuff? I don't remember how to spell this broad's name. Fuck. There it is. AYD. Alright, cool. Now, let's find this particular post, because it's pretty damn interesting. This one's pretty fucking interesting, if you ask me. Right here. My channel is only 7 long-form videos, 14 shorts public, not 500 plus, and it has literally no gameplay. Also, do gameplay and pop text styles transitions equal inauthentic content now? Does this mean gaming on YouTube is not monetizable? Because this is what YouTube sent this homeboy. I hear the frustration in your message, and I want to acknowledge that 10 years of work you've dedicated to your channel. Decisions like these are never easy, especially when they impact your livelihood and decade-long career on the platform. The patterns our team referred to involve the high frequency of recurring third-party assets, game footage, combined with templated visual overlay, like consistent pop text styles and transitions that appear across the majority of your 500 plus videos. While these are common editing techniques, when they form the primary visual experience of a channel, they can be flagged as repetitious under current monetization standards. We don't provide a line item list of these patterns because they are inherent to a channel's overall format, which you would think would mean that they are authentic. While many creators use a 3-act structure or hooks, our reviewers evaluate whether the unique narrative and original visual contribution outweighs the reused elements. These evaluations are done on a case-by-case basis, and we cannot comment on the status of other channels. I must reiterate that your channel has already undergone a manual review by a specialist. Bullshit. AI. At this stage, we have exhausted the official internal escalation paths for this specific appeal. I understand this feels inconsistent compared to stories you may see online, but we must follow the protocol established for our official support channels. Since your channel was suspended from the YouTube Partner Program before the 17th of the month, your previous month's revenue will not be injected. If your channel suspension is successfully appealed and your channel is remonetized before the end of the next month, this month's and next month's earnings are injected into the 3rd month following the suspension. If your channel does not successfully appeal before the 17th of next month's earnings are not injected. We truly value the time you spent on YouTube. While I cannot offer a different outcome for this review, I hope this provides the clarity you need to decide your steps with your channel and your community. And so we got Aiden coming in saying this right here. The longer the boilerplate emails get as this crisis continues, the more absurd YouTube reveals their new guidelines to be. No gameplay footage, what made the site's biggest stars such as PewDiePie and Markiplier, no pop text nor transitions, no 3-act structure, no hooks. They've also said inauthentic content includes the use of templates and consistency in thumbnail style. I'm sorry, but if all these things are inauthentic, it begs the question as to what is authentic content under these guidelines. What kind of channel makes content that uses no gameplay footage, no text, no transitions, no scripting structure, no templates, and no consistency? This is a genuine question because I'm struggling to imagine what kind of content that would even be. Vlogs, I guess. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? This is insane. Not only does this go against everything that content creators do per normal, but this goes against the algorithm itself. The algorithm wants you to use consistent thumbnails, to do consistent styles of videos. That way it knows who to send the videos out to. It gauges the audience based on the algorithm. So when you see people like Cinny here getting hit for inauthentic content, it makes no sense. So the reason I'm bringing this up, it's not just about Cinny. Well, obviously that's the part that matters to me the most, seeing as, you know, she is my best friend and my partner in crime, my co-host, the whole nine. When this is happening to any of these accounts, honestly, whether we like the folk or not, let's say this were to happen to, you know, Hamas, Osama bin Laden, Epstein, Dog Shocker, Fucker, Piker, and it was not a TOS. Now I get it, he's on Twitch, but let's say he's on YouTube as well. But anyway, let's say his account was falsely taken down, as opposed to because of a break of TOS or whatnot. I would still say that's fucked up and it needs to be restored. I would still say that's fucked up and it needs to be restored. If you're going to bring down Hamas, Osama bin Laden, Dog Shocker, Fucker, Epstein, Piker, fuck, I fucked that up, then it better be for an actual TOS violation and not just YouTube AI running amok. Alright? Like, I would much prefer Skynet to the bullshit we got going on here. So, yes, anytime you see this happening, share it, get the word out. YouTube is on some fuckery. YouTube on some fuckery. I don't know what to do beyond that, guys. Don't know what to do about it. Don't know what to say about it. Hence the reason we have the countdown to demonetization fund going today. Because it could be me tomorrow. Could be me today. Could be me during this stream. They hit Cinny mid-stream. Like, what are we doing here? So yeah, just wanted to bring attention to what's going down in this here town before we get into today's regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, that did in fact happen. Try telling me Tim Pool's videos aren't repetitive. Bingo, bango, bongo. Hasan cannot accept that his kind of face is not the face of the world. His people are not the ones who build up the most of the world. It is the hated pale face like me and the others. I don't know what you mean by any of that, but fuck Hasan, because Hasan sucks, and he's gay and dumb. No, Cindy did not deserve this. Hey, Yarn with Raid! Shout out, Yarny, thank you so much. I didn't see the raid because I was too busy, on my tirade against YouTube. I'm sure that's not gonna do me any favors with me possibly getting demonetized, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, that is what it is. I call it BS. BS on what? It fucking happened. There's nothing to call BS on. It happened. Like, yeah. War Wizard with a 2-banger. Only authentic content is quartering shorts. Yep. I suppose you're probably right. James Lander says, love her, want her back now. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, we'll do everything we can to get this resolved. It's, you know, a bunch of us have been sharing, tagging YouTube. Cindy is, of course, going to do the appeal. But this is bullshit. If it happened to Cindy, if it happened to that Asian broad, you know, it could happen to anyone for any reason. Like, this is YouTube and the AI absolutely running amok. And it has a stop has to be put to it. But that's all the information I got so far, so that's really all I have to say on it. Just want to make sure that if you guys have an X account, you know, you see that, find it, share the whole 9. Murbaugh with the 5-banger. I know he didn't do it, but Quartering started this all regardless of him or a follower. Somehow he hasn't been flagged. Maybe. Look, I don't think there's enough evidence to jump to the Quartering being the case yet. Now, that doesn't mean that's not the case. That doesn't mean that there's no correlation. But I don't jump to conclusions without evidence, and I don't see any evidence of it yet, so we'll see where it goes. But I appreciate the 5-banger, homie. This is for you.
So here's the deal. Life doesn't always want to be your friend. Sometimes it'll feel like life wants to hurt you.
My ass.
That was a downer.
But you can't just hide, because nobody likes a quitter.
Your ass don't hurt.
I'll go first.
You gotta take chances.
This fire isn't gonna stop me!
They never said it was gonna be fun or easy.
Subscribe to New Black Street. Subscribe to Atreus. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next Saturday.
Shout out, thank you for the 5-banger. I appreciate it, you absolute fucking legends. Alrighty. Let's get into the content of the day. Y'all know who Brian Shapiro is? Y'all know who Brian Shapiro is? Brian Shapiro is one of the biggest baby back bitches on the internet. Self-proclaimed centrist who doesn't take sides but is an unabashed leftist feminist loser, got absolutely bodied in a debate with Rachel Wilson yesterday. I mean, guys, it was a bloodbath. It was a fucking bloodbath. You know me. I don't like women. I don't respect women. But let me tell you, I like and respect Rachel Wilson. She cooked this motherfucker. But it was not his only L. Because a few days prior, he went on with Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, we're not going to watch the whole Jesse Lee Peterson, Brian Shapiro debate because it's an hour long and I ain't doing no hour-long reaction and looking and listening to Brian fucking Shapiro for an hour. But Jesse Lee Peterson did clip a best of segment that's about 20 minutes. So let's fucking go.
Do you agree to that? He should ship the
Yeah, but he's not
back.
But he's not doing that.
No,
yeah, but he's not doing that.
I asked, do you agree that he should ship the illegals back?
We don't deserve Jesse Lee Peterson, guys. We don't deserve Jesse Peterson, man.
Are you talking about violent criminals or non-violent criminals?
No, I'm talking about the people that are here illegally.
Yeah.
Should he ship
so I'll
them
answer
back?
that. I'll answer that. So first of all, let's start with violent illegal criminals.
I know,
100%.
wait, just slow down for a minute, Brian. Brian, hold on. You agree with me that the Great White Hope should ship the ones that are here illegal back to wherever they came from, right?
Well, first of all, he's not white, he's orange. So let's be categorically correct. He's the orange hope. If you want to call him the orange hope, he's not even white. He's orange. Number two, I don't agree. I don't agree with deporting people that have been.
Matt Samuel, do you love Black people? I can't do a Jesse Lee Peterson impression. I never tried. This dude got one of the most unique fucking voices in the world. He is, like, he's got like a, like, imagine if Morgan Freeman got a lobotomy, but somehow got smarter while sounding dumber. It's amazing. I don't know. So it's amazing. That's amazing. Like, I love Jesse Lee Peterson, bro.
In here, even if they're undocumented, if they've lived here for decades and they're nonviolent criminals and they have families here, there has to be some sort of pathway to citizenship for many of these people that are good people. And the Trump administration, so I guess the answer is no.
And
the
so
Trump administration is breaking the law.
Slow down a little bit. We're going to get to all those issues.
Okay.
If somebody moved into your home illegally, and you were out of the country vacation or whatever, you came back, and they've been there for a year, and they appear to be good citizens, would you leave them? You would let them stay in your home?
Yeah. So I'll answer that. First of all,
No, he won't. No, he won't. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Brian Shapiro. This dude an absolute fucking loser. Every time he says, I'll answer that, what that actually means is he's about to go on a 3 to 4 to 5 minute preamble about some dumb shit that has no correlation to what the actual answer is. And then by the time you get to the answer, the question is irrelevant because he's just prattled on about shit that doesn't matter and wasted everybody's fucking time.
Terrible analogy with respect. Breaking into somebody's home is a felony. Coming into the country illegally is a misdemeanor. No, it's not. How do you not know that?
It's breaking the law.
How could you do a show?
But
how could you do a show and
you see what I'm talking about here? Whether it's a felony, whether it's a misdemeanor, completely irrelevant. Jesse didn't bring up what the severity of the crime. He just said someone comes into your home while you're on vacation and they're there and you come back and they're still there, but they seem to be good people. Are you going to leave them there? He's like, oh, well, I mean, you're comparing a felony to a misdemeanor. The fuck that guy do with the price of beans in Mexico?
Know that. Hold on a second. You just said it's a felony to be in this country
felony,
illegally?
but it's illegal to come into the country illegally.
Okay, it's a misdemeanor.
Agree to that, right?
I understand. It's a misdemeanor.
It's a felony to break. You let them stay in your home if they broke into you?
I'm telling you, breaking into somebody's home is a felony. It's not a misdemeanor. We're talking about two separate crimes. The answer is no. If you break into somebody's
Okay, we're not talking about two separate crimes. I mean, yes, but this is a hypothetical. This is an analogy. Like, this is the type of dude who, if you asked him if he had breakfast this morning or how he would feel if he didn't have breakfast this morning, he would answer, but I did have breakfast this morning. And, of course, his breakfast would probably be like a soy fucking latte because he's a soy fucking bitch.
home, it's a felony. If you come into the country illegally, it's a misdemeanor. That's a false analogy you're giving me.
But they're still
Give me an example of a misdemeanor.
Brian, why would you let them stay in your home? They're good people.
So you want people held to account for breaking the law? Is that what you're saying?
Why did he phrase that as if it was a bad thing?
I want them held to account for breaking into
What about a 34 count?
Hold on.
Then why would you?
I want them held to account for breaking into my country illegally. Is that fair?
Okay. You want them held to account for breaking into your country illegally.
Yes.
You want people held to account for breaking the law. Then why would you support a 34 count felon?
No, that's not the question, Brian.
There it is, baby. There it is. The obfuscation. He doesn't have an answer. Like, man, I don't like giving Destiny props, right? I don't like giving Destiny props because Destiny is an absolute loser. But at least Destiny can debate. Like he's got just the worst talking points in the world. But at least Destiny can debate. This dude can't, like, how are you gonna lose to Jesse Lee Peterson? Okay, to be fair, Jesse Lee Peterson's actually very good at this. He just sounds retarded. He's got that Nick Shirley effect, you know? Like, Nick Shirley, a lot of people don't take him seriously because he sounds functionally fucking retarded. But how can you be this bad at debating?
Am I
Well,
wrong?
you're contradicting yourself.
Am I wrong for wanting them to be sent back for breaking into my country illegally into America?
Is this the IRL Uncle Ruckus? War Wizard for a 2-banger? Nah. Nah, Jesse Lee Peterson even fucking funnier than Uncle Ruckus.
Not if they're deported illegally.
What?
Not if they're deported illegally. Are you aware of the guy who you support?
Right, I don't understand the question.
Well, I understand. I'm going to try to
asking you one specific question first.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Am I wrong for wanting them to be and appreciating the fact that they're being sent back for breaking into the country illegally? Is that wrong?
The way Donald Trump is doing it is wrong. You're not describing it correctly. It's not that he's deporting these people back to their countries.
That's not the question, Brian.
Notice how Jesse Lee Peterson has not brought up Donald Trump once in regards to this question. Not a single time. He is just asking, is it wrong? But we got TDS Shapiro over here, dude who's so bitch-made he couldn't even win a debate against a fucking woman. Oh, to be fair, again, Rachel Wilson's actually awesome. I love Rachel Wilson. She's great. Point is, dude is such an emotional soy boy, he couldn't win a debate against a fucking woman. Also can't win a debate against a black. Like, guys, I'm gonna be real. I'm actually losing hope and losing faith in the white race if he can't win a debate against a black girl woman. Maybe we're not actually number one after all. Sevy with a 2-banger. 5-banger. This fucking idiot is making my blood boil. Oh, honey, it's going to get so much worse. It's going to get so much worse.
Women.
No, was that women clip? That wasn't for you. That was for Brian fucking Shapiro.
You're not answering.
Is it wrong?
Okay. So you're saying if they're deported by the law, is that what you're asking me? If they're being deported the right way, you're asking me if I agree or disagree or if that's okay?
I'm asking
is that what you're asking me?
Is it?
Okay. He's still white. Jewish or not, he is still white. You can't look at Brian Shapiro, who's a ginger, and say he's not white.
It's wrong to have them sent back to their country for breaking into the country illegally. Is that wrong to send them back?
If they are not seeking asylum, and if the Trump administration is not breaking the law, then no, that's not legally wrong. But the point I'm trying to convey to you...
Brian, I know we're going to get to your point.
I just answered your question.
Am I wrong?
Is it
wrong to send them back if they broke into the country illegally? They came here illegally.
It is a simple yes or no question. And this dude who looks like he should be delivering newspapers in 1934 can't answer it.
They broke the law.
And where are they sending?
Send them back
and where are
to
they
their
getting
country?
sent back?
Is it wrong to send them back to their country?
If they're doing it that...
Where are they getting sent back to? Guys, I'm gonna be real. I don't fucking care where they're being sent back to. The only answer that matters is not here.
If they're doing it that way, although I disagree with it... I
didn't ask you how they were doing it. I'm asking
legally...
I didn't ask you how they were doing it, Brian.
It's not legally wrong.
Brian, that's not the question.
It's not
even country of origin, Chud King. Nah, dude, if someone comes here illegally from Argentina and we decide to ship their ass to Madagascar, I don't give a fuck.
I understand. I'm answering your question. It's not legally wrong. But the way you're characterizing the question, you're making it sound like that's what the Trump administration is doing. And I'm telling you, in a lot of cases, they're not doing it that way.
It was just a simple question. I didn't ask if Donald Trump was doing it right or wrong. I asked you a simple question.
Then I will say it's not legally wrong for you to think that if somebody is illegal in this country and they're being deported back to their country, not in a prison, then it's not wrong for you to think that way. No.
No, I'm asking you, is it wrong, Brian? Is it wrong or right to send them back to their country if they came into our country illegally? Is that wrong or right?
Dude, this is why Jesse mastered this. Because of his speech impediment, he can play up the functional retard thing. He knows good goddamn well what Brian Shapiro is going to say. He knows how he's going to phrase it. He knows the arguments he's going to make. He's literally just a master troll, bro. He's literally just a master troll. El Murvat for a 2-banger. Whataboutisms is the auto L. Lucky we aren't North Korea. Good goddamn right on that. Thanks for the 2-banger, homie.
Again, if you're talking about,
I'm asking one straight up simple question: is it wrong or right to ship them?
But here's the dealio. Lol, Google not giving you my name. Hey, shout out, thanks Paul for the sub. He's actually not even a Destiny-style talk over you debater, Spurg, because, again, while I don't like giving Destiny credit, Destiny can debate. Destiny is actually a decent debater because he knows how to... While I don't like his debate style, per se, and while I think that, again, his talking points are atrocious... Destiny can hold his own in a debate. You need to be a skilled debater to debate against Destiny. You can be correct about everything. He can be wrong about everything, but he will still win the debate because he's good at it. Brian can't do that.
If they came into the country illegal, is that wrong or right?
Case-by-case basis.
No. If they came illegally.
Case-by-case basis.
Are you okay with paying for illegals?
Yes. So, yeah, if a illegal, for example, gets dropped off at the emergency room and they need life-saving care, 100%, I think we should be able to help them in that situation. As far as government assistance like welfare and food stamps, no. That's why it's against the law.
So you don't want to pay for their education?
Oh, shit, I did not realize the video. Sorry, I had the volume turned down from Analog Horror Nights because it was the real staticky and stuff. All right, this should be better now.
If an undocumented child, well, first of all, are we talking about anchor babies? Who exactly are we talking about?
Brian, do you want to pay for illegal aliens' education?
How do you win a debate while being wrong? Well, the way you win a debate while being wrong is a debate is never about who is right and who is wrong. It is who can make the better or the best, more consistent, logical argument, and who can. Debate itself is an art form. Like there's an art to debating. It's whoever commits to that art form the best, the most consistently. So again, you could be, if we were to argue, let's say the validity of murder. Let's say someone just wants to advocate for murder being legal. Doesn't matter how morally fucked that is. If they debate it properly, they stay on target, they make they make consistent points, they're able to make arguments, hold their position. Doesn't matter if they're wrong, because there's no world where murder should be legal. They would still, quote unquote, win the debate.
I don't have a problem with that.
Do you want to pay for illegal alien housing?
We're not talking about arguments. Quippy's revenge. No, we're not talking about arguing. We're talking about debating. Debate is an art form. It is a skill set. It is done. It's effectively a performance art, really. So we're talking about something that is just as much a performance art as, say, playing music on stage, acting, objective skills that can be measured.
Where are illegal aliens getting housing?
That's not the question. Do you want to pay for illegal alien houses?
You're asking me a question, and I don't even know if it's true that they're getting it. If they're getting housing, not
let's
necessarily.
Say you don't know if it's true or not. Would you want to pay for it if you knew it was true?
With all the money that this country has, if they're nonviolent criminals and they're homeless, I think we should help everybody that's homeless,
so, Brian,
whether they're legal
you
or illegal.
You want to pay for illegal aliens housing?
Yeah,
I think when you look
Holy
at all the
shit,
people
we got a straight answer out of him, boys. Well, not a straight answer because this dude's gay as fuck. But we got an answer out of him. So you want to pay for illegals housing? Yeah, he said yes. How about that?
Country that are homeless. I think we should help all people.
Brian,
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it.
You want to pay
I'm answering you. No, I don't have a problem with it.
Brian, you want to pay for illegal. Brian. You want to pay for illegal aliens housing.
Yes.
You want to pay for their food.
No, I just told you they don't qualify for food stamps. So you're
I
asking
know
me
what
a
you said
question
to
that...
lawyer. My question is, would you want to pay for illegal aliens' food?
I want to pay for everybody in this country
How about illegal
that's struggling.
aliens? How about illegal?
Yes, I would throw...
You
yes, I
want
would
to pay
never,
for
I would never
illegal
problem.
alien
Filibustering and strawman, word salad are all tactics. I don't like them personally, but done right, they're effective. Special Shapiro just doesn't have that. So filibustering is a tactic. I agree. Word salad is a tactic. I agree. Strawman is not a tactic. Strawman is the absence of a tactic. It is a fallacy. Strawman is not a tactic, but filibustering and word salad are.
See, here's my problem with this conversation.
Brian,
you're talking about...
Brian, you're not answering my question.
Hold on a second, Jesse. Well, I just did. I just said yes, but Jesse, you're not letting me respond.
One last quick question about that. Do you want to pay for illegal alien health care?
I just told you if they're dropped off.
I didn't ask you about the emergency room. Do you want to pay for illegal alien health care?
Don't have a problem with it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's amazing.
Okay.
There is a God. I know that without a doubt. But Brian, let me ask you this because of time. Hold on.
No, you don't. You don't know any more than me
so
whether there's a God or not.
Hold on, Brian. Does racism exist?
Are you really asking me that question? Is that a serious question? Are you a serious host? Did you...
Dude is about to spurg the fuck out because a black guy asked him if racism exists. This is why I wanted to start with this and not the Shoe0nHead stuff. Look, I get the Shoe0nHead stuff. That's what's in the title. That's what's in the thumbnail. Awesome thumbnail that Sevi made, by the way. She did the majority of that one, not me. Wanted to tickle your balls with this one, guys. Wanted to tickle the nutsack with this one before getting into the hard-hitting shit.
Just ask me if racism exists?
Right.
That might be the dumbest question in my 24-year career that anyone's asked me. Yes, Jesse. There are people that judge other people based on race.
And
yes,
what is
Jesse,
your proof that racism exists?
Do you not have any black people that are friends of yours? Is that a serious question? I mean, is this a serious program?
Right. I have a whole bunch of black friends. Black people. My family is black. Well, everybody black. My children are black.
In case you guys were unaware, Jesse Lee Peterson, a pretty black motherfucker. Like,
no, Brian, there's no such thing as racism.
Tell that to Martin Luther King and his family.
Where is Martin Luther King now?
Yeah, he's
and why
dead.
is Martin Luther King dead? Well, Martin Luther King Jr. Because the fucking CIA killed him.
Slavery, was that racism?
I rest my case.
What about slavery?
Brian.
What was slavery?
Hold on, Brian. Let me tell you this.
Jesse, what was slavery?
Brian, it wasn't racism, that's for sure.
What was slavery?
It was...
Oh, really? It had nothing to do with the color of their skin?
No.
No, you are just the most ignorant person.
It was about the economy.
Did he just call a black man ignorant? Is he the racist? Guys, I think we just found out that Brian Shapiro is a racist. He just called a black man ignorant.
Ever talked to in my life. So wait,
Brian, hold on, calm down.
It was about the economy.
Brian.
So why couldn't you own white people?
Brian.
What you're saying is so offensive.
White people have been owned.
Slavery had nothing to do with race.
Enslaved too.
Slavery had nothing to do with race. Is that what you're claiming right
now? There were black people in this country who owned slaves. Mm-hmm. Black people that owned other black people as slaves.
Slavery,
was that racism?
Did slavery?
Was that racism?
Did slavery had nothing?
Was that racism?
People owned black people.
When black people had slaves in this country,
there are multiple documented cases of free blacks owning other black slaves. And by the way, here's the dealio. I bet Brian knows this. This is one of those things. This isn't even obfuscation. This is just flat out feigning ignorance. He's going to pretend he does not know that while it was of course very rare, that yes, there are documented cases, multiple, of black people, free black slaves, owning black slaves.
When black people had slaves in this country, was that racism?
When did that happen?
Was it racism, Brian?
When did it happen? Tell me the context of what you're talking about. Answer my question and then I'll answer yours. When did it happen?
Brian, when slavery was in existence.
It didn't happen.
Yes, it did.
It didn't happen. You have no idea what you're talking about. So,
I know for a fact. Was it racist, Brian?
So black people were responsible for slavery. Yeah, that's a very intelligent take.
No,
very
it was the Arabs. There was the Arabs who went over to Africa, Brian. It was the Arabs who went over to Africa and bought the black people from other black people.
By the way, he is entirely correct. The African slave trade was started by the Muslims.
And the Arabs sold them across the country to Mexico, to United States, and to other places.
Jesse,
so it wasn't what you're saying.
First of all, Jesse, Arabs are not black people. Just got to give you a heads
He
up on that one.
He never claimed Arabs were black people. He said the Arabs, the Arabs, went to Africa and bought black people from other black people, which is true. That is how the African slave trade started, was again by the Muslims.
Well, they're the one that sold the blacks.
Okay, you just said black people own slaves.
There were black people in America who owned slaves, Bernie.
A hate crime. Do you understand the definition of what a hate crime is? You don't even know what that means, do you?
Crimes.
No, all crimes are not hate crimes.
When the last time you seen a love crime?
Will you listen? There's a category in our laws that say if you kill somebody and murder somebody because of their religion or the color of their skin, it is a harsher punishment.
Correct, that shouldn't be the case. That's fucking stupid. Hate crimes should not exist.
I don't even know what the definition of a hate crime is.
When the last time you seen a love crime?
Did you not listen to what I just said?
I understand what you said, but I don't agree with that.
There are different.
See,
it doesn't matter.
If Brian were an intelligent debater, if Brian were a master debater, as some would say, he would say, well, those are called a crime of passion, Jesse. But he doesn't even have the mental capability to go that route. Like, when's the last time you heard of a love crime? Well, actually, those are called a crime of passion. You could go with that route. Leon, isn't grape a love crime? If you're Muslim. Well, I guess it's not really a crime, though. Thanks for the two-banger.
No matter whether you agree with it or not, it's in our court system. Don't you listen? Right. There are different categories of murder. No, just listen. I'm trying to educate you on one thing.
He's trying to educate the black man, who he said earlier was ignorant. So, again, Brian's a racist.
Please listen. When you commit something called a hate crime and you're convicted, it means you murdered somebody because of race or sexual orientation. It is a separate category from just a first-degree murder. It's a harsher punishment. How is it possible that you do a talk show and you don't even know what a hate crime is?
All crime are hate crime. There's no such thing as love crime.
All right. Okay, but whatever Brian, you say, Jesse, let's get this over
about the civil rights movement. Did you know that the civil rights movement was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks and to the country? Other than it was worse. The only worst thing other than that was abortion.
I love the fact that he's about to argue about the Civil Rights Act with a black dude who was alive during the Civil Rights Act.
But did you know that the civil rights movement was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks?
I feel like I'm talking to the black version of Charlie Kirk right now. No, that's not true, sir. And there's many African Americans that would disagree with you on the civil rights movement. And Martin Luther King being a hero. You guys were in the back.
I love that he keeps appealing to Martin Luther King Jr. Because Martin Luther King Jr. would hate everything this motherfucker stands for. Martin Luther King Jr. was a staunch conservative. Now, granted, he didn't exactly live by them biblical values. Dude liked to fuck around with his wife a lot. But he was a staunch conservative, staunch Christian man. Brian Shapiro hates Christianity.
A hero. Martin Luther King is a zero.
You guys, okay, well, you're an asshole. You're an asshole for saying that. You're an idiot. Well, you can laugh all you want. You're not a serious person.
I've lost count of all the ad homs at this point. I've lost count of all the ad homs at this point.
Martin Luther, guess what? You're a zero. You're a buffoon. You have me come on your show and you're going to insult Martin Luther King and you're going to call Martin Luther King a zero. He died so that assholes like you.
No, he died because the government fucking murdered him. But again, I wouldn't expect a dumbass like Brian Shapiro to know that. And it's not ad hom when I do it because I'm not debating this prick.
He died so that you have the freedom.
That's not true.
Oh, please. You are such a buffoon. It's an embarrassment that I even agreed to do this show.
That whole civil rights movement was about taking over the hearts and minds of the blacks.
So let me get this right. To Jesse and all of his listeners right now, let me make an announcement. So to Jesse, Martin Luther King is a zero, but Donald Trump is the great white hope. You are a moron, Jesse. You're a moron and you are brainwashed. Don't Brian me. You're a moron is what you are. And I can't wait to post this on social media to show everybody what an idiot you actually are.
Homie is crashing out because these L's. Homie is crashing out. I actually, so I had this saved in my watch later. Just not even, I wasn't even going to go over this on stream, right? I wasn't even going to go over this on stream. I was just going to chill out and watch this shit on my own time. And then I posted about the Rachel Wilson debate where she just styled all over his balls, just styled on his non-existent balls, right? I posted about it on X. Frankly, hoping to get a block from him if I'm being real. And Vagabond, a black man, was like, oh, dude. He also took the L to Jesse Lee Peterson earlier this week. I was like, fuck, I forgot. We also got to react to that. So, by the way, if you guys are enjoying this segment here, think a black man near you today. Shout out Vagabond. Make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Martin Luther King is a zero, but Donald Trump is the great white hope. You are an imbecile, and you are Donald Trump's base. Extremely stupid people. You have an IQ of like 20.
Brian.
You're an imbecile.
Are you serious, Brian?
Yeah. Anybody who thinks that Martin Luther King is a zero is a idiot. That's what you are.
So, Brian, I got to put you on the hot seat. I need you to answer.
I wonder if this dude had a conversation with MLK Jr., right? If he was able to resurrect him for one day and was like, yeah, so what do you think about all the black abortions going on? And Martin Luther, I had a dream that all babies would not be murdered by the white man. Actually, yeah. Well, white women, actually, because it was white women that started Planned Parenthood and started Planned Parenthood as a eugenics operation to kill black babies. The point is, I don't think Brian Shapiro would agree with Martin Luther King Jr.'s opinions on abortion all too much.
These questions as quickly as possible because of time, all right?
I'm sure they'll be really, really intelligent questions. I'm sure you put it together all by yourself. Of all the questions you could have asked,
AJ? Guys, isn't it amazing that I said, sorry, I'm ratting Jesse Peterson. Isn't it amazing? That's amazing. I say, think a black man near you today, and AJ pops up in the chat. Bro, you know we live in a simulation when I say, think a black man near you today, and a wild abomination AJ appears. War Wizard for a two-banger. MLK's family did not think James Earl Ray did it. Well, whether James Earl Ray, I think it's very much like a Lee Harvey Oswald situation, where there's probably multiple shooters, and James Earl Ray was a he was an op for the government.
The question you ask me, what's a woman?
Yes.
Oh my God, this is the dumbest person on the planet. I believe a woman is someone who was born a woman with a vagina. Okay, next question.
Should we give the blacks reparations?
He is so dead behind the eyes, bro. He is so dead. Like, at this particular angle, he looks like if Phil Labonte grew up only eating tofu. This is Tofu Labonte, bro. I can only call him his racism now so much.
Should we give the blacks reparations?
Yes.
I think it depends on circumstance. I'm not a huge fan of reparations today in 2026. I'm not a huge fan of reparations, but I do believe if you have a black person and a white person that are both qualified for the same job, I would give it to the black person. But I don't know if I would consider that reparations.
My dream team is
Banana Bomber King for the two-banger says, damn ooks.
Donald Trump, Bibi Netanyahu, and Putin. Is that an amazing
Thanks
dream
for the two-banger, by the way, bro.
Your dream team is an evil, murderous dictator, a rapist, and a war criminal. Congratulations, sir. Your kids must be very proud of you.
How
Do you have any daughters?
How about Netanyahu and Putin?
Yeah, they're both evil dictators. Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, but I'm not surprised that an idiot like you would call
Brian, which
Martin
is
Luther
worse,
King.
abortion or slavery?
I'm going to finish my sentence because you just interrupted me. I'm not.
Which, by the way, abortion is objectively worse than slavery. Just throwing that out there. Abortion is worse.
Surprised that
Because
an
you're
idiot
supposed
like
to be
you would say,
answering these as quickly as possible.
yeah, I'll answer it. I'll answer it the way I want to. Martin Luther King Jr. You say is a 0, but you're praising Putin because you're a complete idiot. But go ahead.
Brian, which would you rather see as president? Gavin Newsom, Kanye West, J.D. Vance, or Ben Shapiro?
I'll be real, guys. I don't think he realizes he's being tried. Like, at some point, you have to catch on to the fact that you're being trolled, right? At some point, you gotta catch on to the fact that you're just being fucking trolled. And he never gets it.
The fact that you even put Kanye West on that list because he's an anti-Semitic idiot and a Holocaust denier is an embarrassment.
Which one
I
of
would choose
those
anybody.
would you rather see as president?
I would absolutely choose Gavin Newsom over J.D. Vance, if that's the question.
Have you ever tasted something that was so good it made you want to slap your mama?
I ain't even gonna front, guys. I ain't even gonna front. Your boy got some slap your mama seasoning in my pantry right now. Your boy got some slap your mama seasoning in my pantry right now.
Yeah, that'll be the second this show is over with and I don't have to talk to you anymore.
Are UFOs real?
Well, since you're the black version of Alex Jones, I'm sure you probably do think they are.
Is the Earth flat or round?
You're the type of person with an IQ that I would imagine probably thinks the Earth is flat.
That's
But
amazing.
no, the Earth is round. The Earth is round, sir.
True or false? When she's crying, she's lying.
When she's crying, she's lying. I don't
True
even know
or
what you're
false? When
saying.
she's crying, she's lying.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. People cry all the time. What are you talking?
What are you talking about? You see how fucking, like, serious he is? Bro, the fact that Jesse can keep this, like, straight face this whole time is amazing. By the way, that whole, like, if she's crying, she's lying thing, that is false. If she's talking at all, she's lying. Sevy, not including you.
Talking about?
No,
What are you
true or
talking
false?
about?
When she's crying, she's
Who?
lying.
Who? When? Who's crying?
She.
Who's she? What do you?
Whenever she's crying.
Who is she? More like, what is she? Elmer Hoffer, a 2-banger. Comes a time when you just need to joke back. I don't think Brian Shapiro knows how to tell a joke. Like, during the Rachel Wilson debate, I shit you not, during the Rachel Wilson debate, Rachel does this, like, impression of him to mock him. And he goes, oh, real, yeah, you're making fun of me. Yeah, real mature. And she's like, sorry. And he's like, that's a terrible impression. She's like, sorry, I don't have a stupid hat. And he gets all upset. He's spaghetti, saying that, like, starts yelling at the debate host, like, she's out here personally attacking my appearance. It was fucking hilarious. He is such a weak little bitch, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Who put these together? You? Did you put these questions together?
Brian, have you?
Yeah.
You're not
the
going
answer
to
is yes, I'm
respond
sure.
to that real fast?
I can't respond to a question when I don't even understand the question. When she's crying, she's lying. I don't know what you're talking
True
about.
or false?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did he just say true or false, then self-buffer just to fuck with him? If you true or false? Like, I would say Brian Shapiro's brain has rebooted like 8 times in the last 2 minutes, but he would have to have a brain to reboot.
Who's she? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what the question is.
Have you ever called a woman fat?
If you're a man and you haven't called a broad fat, I got news for you. You're not actually a man.
No, I have not, but something leads me to believe that you have.
Do you love white?
There we go. He laughed. And Brian still can't catch on that he's being trolled. Look at him. He's taking this so seriously.
People.
I love everybody if they're a decent human being, which I don't think you are.
Do you love white people?
I love everybody if I think
He did do this to Destiny as well, but Destiny, if I recall, eventually caught on. I'm pretty sure Destiny caught on and started playing into it. Am I misremembering?
They're a decent human being, and I don't care what the color of their skin is, like you.
How about white people? Do you love white people?
Are you married, by the way? Let's talk about you, Jesse. Are you married?
Do you love white people?
I'll answer your question when you answer mine. Let's go back. Are you married, Jesse?
Because of time. Sending your child to a public school.
Because of time, right.
Sending your child to a public school is child abuse. True or false?
It's the dumbest question I've ever seen. Of course, that's not true. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a child abuser, though.
Brian, did you have fun?
No, I didn't, actually.
Oh, you'll love to see it. You'll love to fucking see it. I'll link this in the comments for you guys. Make sure to give it a like. Art. Art. If you guys were here for the Sunday special stream, you'll know we got into this huge debate with what is and isn't art. That, my lovely vital idols, fucking art. Yes, exactly, Ronan. Absolute cinema. Bro, Jesse is a master of his craft. But we gotta do it. We gotta move on. And frankly, I'm so excited to do so. The male protector fantasy. Is it incel to want to be a father? War Wizard for a 2-banger. You just know Brian Shapiro was a hall monitor in his private school because he's Jewish. The male protector fantasy. Is it incel to want to be a father? I thought we were done with the Pragmata stuff. I thought we were finished with it. But then Kami Mommy dropped a video, and you know how we roll on this channel. We react to every Kami Mommy video. Guys, let's just dig right into it. Sevi Love with a 5-banger says that was hilarious. Again, it was art. Anjuna Main, member for 7 months. One of the best interviews I've seen on the internet in a long time. Bravo. Bingo, bango, bongo. Couldn't agree more. Thank you for 7 months membership.
Your eggs are drying up. If you're a woman online, you have probably heard that many times. Perhaps this image haunts you at night. It is a true fact that women's fertility begins to decline at age 30, and they suddenly wake up and get what we call baby fever. But what about the men? Do their sperms rot? Do their balls shrivel up into little raisins and die?
I wish they did. I wish they did. Because then Robert De Niro wouldn't have pumped out some little tree-hugging asshole at the age of like 87 or whatever.
Do they wake up one day and get baby fever? Do men have a biological clock in the same way women do? I've briefly joked about this in videos before. In fact, a clip of mine from a video I did a few months ago actually went viral recently thanks to the VTuber Smuggalana.
Damn! Things just went full circle. She makes the clip, Smuggalana reacts to it, the reaction goes viral, Shoe acknowledges the reaction. Shout out Smuggalana!
Ah, yes, the male biological clock. It's not physical, but spiritual.
Men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making pancakes with your wife in the morning. And you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And the comments were full of men discussing their dreams to start a family. There is not much discussion about men's desire to have children. Like many things, it's not really something they talk about publicly. That was until a certain video game came out.
Just, what are you?
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving...
Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Pragmata is a sci-fi action game where you play as astronaut Hugh Williams, who is sent to investigate an abandoned moon base. He meets a childlike android named Diana, and they team up to survive and escape the space station.
She reading Sevi's review? That was pretty short and to the point.
Along the way, they uncover what went wrong and defeat the bad guys, all while forming a strong emotional bond.
I'm counting on you, kiddo.
But it seems to have awakened something deep within gamers. Especially male gamers. The urge to get married and have kids. I'm not planning on getting married and having kids, but damn, this game is like Fatherhood calling to me. Is this how women feel about their biological clocks?
Yeah, here's the one thing I wish that Shoe didn't do. I wish she didn't redact these dumb bitches. Obviously, these ones are cool as fuck because they're dudes and they want to have kids. But by and large, usually she puts up dumb tweets and she redacts that shit. Nah. Stop redacting the names. They need to be named and shamed and driven off the fucking internet. And Sev, you know I was not making fun of your writing. Don't even play.
This game makes me want a daughter. What is this feeling inside me? It can't be. It's like, I want to protect. It's like, I want to be a dad. They won me over. The white baby makes me feel paternal. I will burn anyone and anything that tries to harm her. This game is dragging out the innate dad instinct. I want to like Pragmata, but I can't, knowing that men are also enjoying it. This is a game for incels. Babe, wake up! It's time for your yearly gamer culture war slap. It's 2014.
I love Shoe, but that was fucking creepy. That was creepy.
Forever, man. We are never going to escape Mr. Gamergate's wild ride. In this video, we are going to discuss the facts and theories behind the so-called male biological clock, after we discuss the drama surrounding the game Pragmata, and how a bunch of men expressing a simple, wholesome desire, the desire to start a family, has turned into yet another culture war. Yet another gender war. The gender war. Men versus women, women versus men. The male
Women versus women, because y'all can't get the fuck along and actually be friends with each other.
Loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, dealing with dating apps, hookup culture. Do men like curvy or thin women? Do women like
curvy
dad bods or fit men?
They'll tell you dad bods, but they consider Henry Cavill a dad bod. It's fit men.
Do they like beards or clean shaven?
Beards, unless you got a really strong jawline.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Before we get
Alright, she about to go into a sponsor. You know the dealio, guys. We let sponsor reads play out if we're going to be stealing their content. But I will say, women ain't that fucking hard. I just nailed all those. That was super easy.
Deeper into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Hasan Shaving. For the last few decades, razors haven't been designed to work better. They've been designed to be marketed better. More features, more gimmicks, more blades. Just add one more blade, bro. One more blade, I promise, bro. One more blade. While skin irritation is just treated like something you just have to deal with. And a major cause for irritation is blade flex, because most razors use springs to let the blades move as you shave. That helps them adapt to like different angles, but also causes extra tugging.
I be the EB, sent a membership, shout out and hit Gen T Maxi. Pow! What a shot! And then Banana Bomber King came in with a 2-banger. Yo, what is inside that white monsters that people like? I don't drink energy drinks, man. Well, like ultra sugary ones like Monster, Red Bull, and stuff. Like I drink Celsius, but I don't know. A Monster never been my thing. It leaves a weird film on your teeth, dude. Monster leaves a weird film on your teeth.
And razor burn. Most people just learn to cope with like aftershave and cold water, fixing the symptoms instead of the cause. The question nobody asks is, should the blade even move? And here's where Hasan Shaving comes in. By fully supporting a two-sided blade all across its length, they hold the blade in place, preventing any bouncing or skipping.
No. Chud King says white is always good. I vehemently disagree with this. In fact, I think that comment is kind of fucking disgusting, because there's an epidemic of what we like to refer to as the white liberal woman. So no, white is not always good.
Resulting in an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no need to compensate.
This is a really good question. I actually need to address this. Bolt the words. Me, Leon, Words of Paradise. Do you agree men are easy to figure out? If so, why do women think we're hard to figure out? Because women over fucking complicate everything. They can't grasp that men are simple creatures. So when we say or do a thing that is completely benign and simple, they start doing Einsteinian mathematical equations to figure out how it is far more complicated than it ever actually is. There's a reason that whole "he's probably thinking about the girls" meme blew up, when it's always the dude being like, "My motorcycle needs a fucking, needs gas in it," or some shit. I don't know. Point is, women are dumb broads that make everything exponentially more complicated in their own heads and don't realize that men are just like, "Oh, we like pretty girl that cook okay enough."
With pressure. And there's something really satisfying about that. Not just getting a better shave, but finally fixing something that's been quietly annoying you for years. Like when you spend months wondering why you don't feel rested even after you get 8 hours sleep, and then you realize, oh, I need a new mattress. You don't need more aftershave, you need a new razor. And since I switched to Henson, I noticed that my shaves have been smoother than ever. No tugging, no cuts. The best part is...
Sevi coming in with the save. What Leon is saying is true. Bingo, bango, bongo, your boy is right again. Shocker.
Once you invest in a Henson razor, it is a lifetime purchase. The only thing you need to replace are the blades, which cost—
No, we're not skipping the shaving ad. In fact, the more you ask, the more I'm going to pause it and make it take longer. We don't skip ads on this channel. If we're going to steal their content, we will give them the good goddamn grace of letting the ads play out.
Just 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year. Henson offers a variety of different colors. I have the rose gold. I think it's so cute. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and overpaying for replacement blades, Henson Shaving is definitely worth checking out. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and 100 blades to your cart. Then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the blades for free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right?
See, if I skipped the ad and she looked at me like that, I'd have felt bad. In my inside feely parts, because men are simple creatures and we have emotions.
Now, let's get back to the video. Throughout history, there have been countless stories centered around a very specific dynamic: the adult protector and a child. You see it everywhere. In video games, they call it a dad simulator. The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, God of War, Detroit Become Human, BioShock, Life is Strange. Also movies like Logan, True Grit, in a way, Monsters Inc. Shows like The Mandalorian. Literature has done it forever.
This bitch mentioned The Mandalorian and not fucking T2. Shoe, look me in the eyes. Next time you talk about dad sim movies, you fucking bring up T2. Hoes, man, hoes.
With The Road, Les Miserables, and many, many others. It shows up time and time again because it taps into something deeply human. The instinct to protect, to guide, to teach.
Banana Bomber Kang with the two-banger says, bring back the landing strip. And you know what? I agree with this.
To nurture something more vulnerable than yourself. It is a beautiful and powerful story that has been told for centuries. And you're like really weird and an incel for enjoying it, actually. Incel game. If you buy this game, I'm gonna assume you are a pedophile. I feel like it's a breach of ethics at this point to design child characters for an audience of majority male gamers. Like, let's stop with the defenseless girl the big strong man has to protect. This reeks of sexism and control. I hate these father simulator games. They always give me the creeps. This is low Kirkenuanly fascist propaganda and gives me pedo vibes. Wouldn't it be cool if I sneezed right now? Fascist.
How could she make a joke like that and Cinevere gets fucking demonetized?
Propaganda. If this is fascist propaganda, slap me and call me Adolf. Zoomer women really look at a wholesome game involving a child and wait, what the f is low Kirkenuanly? After hearing about toxic child and wait, what the f is low
Kirkenuanly? Chat, translation. Is this actual Gen Z slang, or is there a joke here that I'm missing? What the fuck? Charlie Kirk? What does that have to... I see the last name. I see his last name. Kirk is in there. My 13-year-old daughter says it sadly. Oh my god. It's real. It's a real thing. Moving on.
Genuinely. After hearing about toxic masculinity for the past, 15 years now, finally a topic comes up where it's overwhelmingly positive masculinity. And what is the response? I think the funniest thing about the Pragmata controversy is that those incels genuinely think they could ever get near enough to a woman to impregnate one. It's not nuanced. Pragmata is blatant pedophilia catered to male gooner gamers. Why are people thinking this is sexual or makes you a pedophile? Because men are notorious for being peds and disgusting humans. They sexualize everything. You are not very smart.
Let's run a quick test at the risk of my Google search history. All right, let's do a quick. Female teacher, sex with student. All right, 1 month ago, New Jersey middle school teacher charged with child sexual assault after alleged relationship with student. What to know about Christina Formella, who allegedly sexually abused her student 1 month ago. By the way, these are different women. Monmouth County teacher faced 12 years in prison for sex and assault of 8th grader from a few months ago. Substitute teacher sexually abused 11-year-old student during playdates, police say. August of last year. Former Columbus High School teacher pleads guilty to sex crimes involving 15-year-old student 1 month ago. Because men are notorious peds and disgusting humans. Yeah, this is the world we live in, boys. And 3.5% female audience.
A lot of loser males who often turn to gaming are pedos. It is an unconscious strategy to avoid competing with chat, as well as complementing their own pure attorneyness. Stall development. What? Y'all are full of shit talking about dad instincts and whatever. We know why the f you want to play the game. You want to crack.
And future over you is correct. All of them liberal women.
Crack the little blonde bimbo slut. What? This character design creeps me out. Why does she look like a doll? Why is this blonde child with a blowout running around barefoot? I've not yet played the game. Is this expanded on in the plot? Or is this just eye candy for creeps? I feel like I'm going insane. She just looks like a cute kid to me. That is just literally a cute little kid.
It's almost as if Shoe0nHead's a fucking mom and knows what a cute kid looks like.
Do not see the sexualization, and I am a huge pervert, mind you. I do not see what the f these people are talking about. Are there creepy people on the internet who are sexualizing Diana? Yes, absolutely yes. It is a small minority, but it is still disgusting. In fact, a subreddit had to be shut down because people were making not safe for work art of this child, which honestly is not shocking. It's Reddit. That's not the game's fault. The game has nothing creepy in it. These creepy people will always exist, unfortunately. I have made several videos about these people existing. People getting mad here are not getting mad at the people sexualizing Diana. That would be completely understandable. It would make sense if they were going to the accounts that were doing that and calling them creeps, but no. They're for some reason just getting mad at people liking and enjoying the game. They're just spurring out and randomly calling everyone and anyone incels. Why did they make her look like a porn star, though? Why is the child sexy? Are you okay? These Twitter freaks see a child, immediately sexualize them, and think everyone else is as creepy as they are. Like, no bitch, that's you! And Reddit! You and Reddit! There is nothing in this video game that caters to the freaks except for the fact that Diana is a child. Compare that to, Cuties, where there were up-closes of real children.
This movie should have gotten people put in fucking jail. The people that made this movie should be in prison. If I recall, they auditioned something like, was it 300 or 3,000 little girls and had them twerk in front of them, the director and the casting director and stuff, to find the right girls. 300. Okay, 300. I knew it was 3 and then some zeros. I just couldn't remember how many zeros. This should get motherfuckers in jail. This shouldn't exist.
Twerking. That is media. That is catering to those people. An article recently came out from the outlet The Gamer that in the beginning talks about what happened on the Reddit and how disgusting some people are being towards the character Diana. Okay, fair enough, I agree. But then towards the end, the author throws in something very telling.
Stacey Henley. I'm pretty sure Stacey Henley a dude. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I've covered Stacey Henley articles before, and I'm pretty sure Stacey Henley a dude. Oh, yep, I remember this one. This is the editor-in-chief. Yes. Yes, this is a dude. Now, if you notice, this dude is wearing makeup and feminine glasses. Probably a wig, because I doubt that this cretin's real hair. Now, I don't know what you guys know about the demographics of men that cosplay as women and what the percentages of them abusing children are. But something tells me they were very excited to write this article.
I have not yet played Pragmata.
Also, shout out to War Wizard for a 2-banger. Jail, you mispronounced wood chipper. You know what? Fair enough. You got me there.
And that's because I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt daughter-like figures and prove their masculinity by protecting them. That is their real problem. Men protecting people. That's just them proving their masculinity. And as we all know, masculinity bad. Blatantly not fuel, whether you agree with it or not. The average attraction trope on a little girl, blonde, blue eyes. I mean, the whole game is low-key Nazi propaganda, to be fair.
Guys, we've come so far from Gamergate. Like, I was in them Gamergate trenches in 2014, son. Here we are in 2026, and I gotta tell you, bro, Nazism be looking pretty good. My heart goes out to all y'all. They be making Nazis sound so fucking cool in 2026. God, I love the timeline we're in. Minus my girl sitting here getting demonetized, because I'm not gonna let that go. I love the timeline we're in. They be making Nazis sound so fucking cool.
I think the men who play this are probably creepy, but how is it Nazi propaganda? Blonde, blue-eyed toddler and tiaras looking white girl you have to save is literally Nazi propaganda straight out of the 1930s, dude. Sorry, I don't see it. Ugh, I really don't have the energy to deal with this. Just use your brain. Sorry, I don't have the energy to explain my schizophrenic paranoid delusion. Good. I don't have the energy to listen to it. Listen, I know we're all used to seeing gay, black, Hispanic, disabled furries in media lately, but I promise you, white people still exist. It's not Nazi propaganda. I feel like this girl character is an objectification of the idealized child. She's pulled right from the patriarchal white supremacist imagination.
Do they not know the game is made by Capcom? A Japanese company. Like, this game was made by the Japs. Which I guess they did side with the Nazis during World War II, so they might actually be onto something. But that's not the point.
The perfect pure white girl child that must be protected so she can produce the next white generation. Anyway. Funny how y'all have paternal instincts for a child with a model woman's face plastered on it. Make her look like an actual kid with missing teeth, short hair, bare face, snot, and see if those instincts kick in the same. This game is openly catering to pedos. The gaslighting is over. Wait,
The only gas and lighting going on is the gas I want to pour on you before I light a fucking match.
Trying to follow the logic here. Let me just give myself some brain damage. So we make her look more like a child in order to not cater to pedophiles? Am I following that correctly?
They always telling themselves, bro.
Also, the face on the left is like a child 6 to 7 years old, and the one on the right is like a 3-year-old. Diana's a robot kid. She's not a robot toddler. Also, again, she looks like a kid.
How about we focus on the fact that she's a fucking robot? Like how, Shoe, you were 12 minutes into your video. We're almost the halfway mark. How about the fact that she's a fucking robot?
Am I going insane? Like, that looks just like a little kid. Do they just want her to look ugly? Is that what this is? They want her to be ugly? Like, I need more brain damage. Hold on. Weeb incel gamers LARPing saying, ooh, I want to be a dad now, because they're manipulative, creepy freaks and like the ooh little girl with the model face, especially the lolicons, obviously. The devs know the male gamers hate a realistic or ugly child, because that's not what they're playing for.
Yes. Yeah, first of all, yes. You should hate ugly children. Because ugly things in general are gross. Ugly people are gross. Ugly kids are gross. Ugly cars are gross. Ugly buildings are gross. Ugly things are gross. So yes, look, I'm not. You guys know my stance on abortion. I'm not a fan. But if we knew in advance that the kid was gonna be ugly, if we had that technology, I might start voting Democrat. Point is, yes, we don't want kids in our media to be ugly because we don't want anyone in our media to be ugly.
If they made her look like a realistic, ugly child, none of them would be saying this. First of all, why are they acting like it's realistic to portray children as ugly and disgusting? Children are not ugly and disgusting. Like, they're cute and adorable. That's what they're known for. Like, yes, she's made to look cute.
Okay, but kids can be fucking ugly. I've seen some ugly kids. I've told y'all about my shopping experience at Walmart. I've seen some ugly fucking kids.
Yes, that's how you know this game was not made by Western video game developers. That's how you know there was no Liliths on the dev team here. You guys would lose your shit while playing BioShock. Actually, BioShock is a really good example of this design working right. The little sisters are all gross and have gray-green skin. No, you don't understand. Everything around me must be ugly as or I...
Alright, just in case for some reason you guys aren't familiar. Even with the green skin, they've got a cutesy Alice in Wonderland-esque design to them. And then, by the way, after you save a little sister, they become not green and gross and shit. What are we doing here? Oh, it blows my fucking mind.
I will furiously start masturbating. This all sounds like 2014 discourse, because it is 2014 discourse. Please don't let there be Gamergate 2.0. Who's going to be the Shoe0nHead 2.0?
She doesn't know that Gamergate 2.0 happened. Does Shoe0nHead not cover Gamergate 2.0? There's no way. Does Shoe0nHead not cover Gamergate 2.0? Oh, no. Y'all know that I've been searching Happy Gilmore memes. Alright. Videos. I would have been early 2024. It's 2 years ago. Prove me right. Did we fail men? Yeah, with Barbie. Sound of Freedom. Reading simp comments. Hero vs. Alpha Male. I think she somehow missed Gamergate 2.0. Well, goddamn, Superman. I can't believe she... Anyway.
To emerge from the Gamergate 2.0. If she's listening now, just... This might sound very vague, but don't... That thing? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hugh, thanks for talking to me all the time. Ta-da!
Is this supposed to be when we first boarded the tram?
Uh-huh. I drew it. It's for you.
Look at that. You wrote your name, too. Not half bad, kiddo.
This robot girl makes me uncomfortable, and the fact that I haven't seen female gamers fawn over her is interesting. I've seen more clips of her and that man, and that is not how kids behave. Something weird is going on here.
From me to you, my question from me to you, liberal woman. How would you know how children behave? You've aborted like 9. Like, they've not grown to the point where they can talk yet because you get them vacuumed out of you.
The something weird going on here is you, ma'am. You are the something weird. Men like the Father Simulator game where you have to protect a small child and shoot up a bunch of robots in space? Suspicious! Also, I have seen plenty of female gamers falling over this character.
Me.
Yeah. Okay. Everything's
all about humans.
Who would win? Decades of anti-natalist propaganda? One little bean. There were even women cosplaying as her. And when women even expressed how cute they thought Diana was, they're also met with this. Oh my god, Diana is so precious and adorable. I'm gonna love this game. Thanks for telling everyone why you want to play the game, before you make up some other excuse to hide your pedophilia. What? Water guns are the best. I like it just as much as crayons. I like how the sand feels on my toes. I press down and sink in. Children don't act like this. This is how someone who fetishizes fatherhood wants children to behave. To normal people, it's actually deeply off-putting. The best part was all the actual parents, like, replying to these people like, yeah, no, that is literally how my 5-year-old acts. It's like, yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. Fetishizing you mean the human desire to procreate and start a family? Oh, you want to meet a woman and settle down and have a family? Maybe have a house, 2 dogs? You sick fuck. We've reached radioactive levels of incel propaganda. Sick fuck. We've reached
I would like you guys to take note of what this profile picture looks like. Like, they have a profile picture of what looks like the Fallout Pip-Boy, the Vault Boy character as an incel. Like, this is just Dermy Wormy in Fallout. Shout out Dermy Wormy.
radioactive levels of incel propaganda. What the f does incel mean anymore? I feel like I ask this in every single video. This tweet got thousands of likes. I feel like I am going insane. Where does the incel part come from? Like, they want men to be open about their emotions, and then men are open about their emotions, and then they're just called Nazis or incels or both. Usually both. It's usually a package deal. And this tweet came from a man to make things worse. A grown-ass man saw another grown-ass man speaking about the normal human desire to want a family and want children one day, and called him an incel. Cockroach behavior.
In any case, what is this? Capcom's Pragmata. Wait, did it come out already? Pragmata, it's making thousands of people suddenly want to start a family. You play as Hugh, a soldier, stranded on a ruined lunar research station. His job is protecting the childlike android Diana while fighting rogue AI. In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even streamers who say at the start they didn't want kids end up breaking down happy in tears. So what's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like, if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care.
The most hilarious part about all this, because I'm actually going to be serious for a moment instead of just make jokes, because it's so easy to make fun of Hamas, Osama bin Laden, Epstein, Dog Shocker, Fucker, Piker. We do it all the time on this show. But we're going to be serious about something for just a brief moment here. Many of the people playing this are male gamers who are fathers, husbands, have families, because those are the people that can afford $70 video games. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have a family. If the rumors about him dating Valkyrie are true, he's dating a fucking OnlyFans whore. So, ironically enough, he would be talking about himself in terms of, oh, gamers who want, things that they can, actually relate to, which would be being a childless himbo.
About things that you actually enjoy, right? If you're
I've been ignoring Gamerman because he's kind of worthless and irrelevant and retarded and kind of a faggot. But he says, as a father, I don't want little kids in my games. Nothing you have said thus far has led me to believe that you have ever gotten to put your penis in a woman. Just saying.
A lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman. Why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children or like riding for having children? Like, it's just not something that you're going to experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning to start a family and can't afford to have one and can't seem to find a partner. They feel alienated from their work and atomized from their community. If only there was a political commentator around to speak about all this. Oh well, guess not. First of all, the only care about something if it affects you is extremely libertarian coded and also very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean. Second of all, what is this nihilistic horseshit? Yeah, never aspire for anything, never aim for greatness and meaning. This is...
To be fair, I do kind of want Hamas, Osama bin Laden, Epstein, Dog Shocker, Fucker, Piker to have a kid. Because I want to see what can take the shot collar better, the kid or Kaya. Because, like, you know good goddamn well, kid will be, like, crawling around in the background with trying to stream. He'd be like, oh, and just shocking the fucking baby. And I want to see, I think that'd be a great test. Mythbusters never got around to, you know, can the dog or the baby take the shot collar better?
The dude the media wants us to believe is going to save young men from the alt-right pipeline. Yeah, okay. And I love how he's like, unfuckable losers. Like, okay, congrats on the sex, bro. Check out this sex haver over here. I'm sure all those unfuckable losers could easily go to foreign brothels and pay for sex like you, Hasan. Something weird about a man who could easily, consensually get sex from a woman, but chooses to go to a brothel. I don't...
Well, never forget the reason he went to that brothel is because it was known for having underage girls, and Hasan did have the famous quote, old enough to count, old enough to mount, so...
I don't know. Just saying. Also, 35? No kids? Like, I'm sorry, that just pisses...
I hope to Christ she just went to, like, a fucking DAV or something and looked for a pocket watch for that little joke. She didn't have that sitting around her house. There's no way she had it sitting around her house. She had to be writing her script, realize that joke was there, get in the car, drive to the thrift store, not find it at the first thrift store, drive to a second thrift store to find that for that joke.
Me off, like, sitting in his ugly ass $600 Gucci sweater. I swear I've never seen this guy in a...
No, the funniest part, though, about Hasan having kids would be like, because for anyone that's ever had a kid, when they come out the pussy, their heads are all fucking weird. They look like cone heads and shit. But you know that if Hasan had a kid, its head would be so tiny, it would kind of come out almost normal. He'd have like a reverse pop figure kid.
Fucking normal ass t-shirt. Sitting on his high horse, looking down at people for wanting something more out of life. I don't understand how someone could be so mentally mind raped that this is their reaction to such like a simple, wholesome concept. Like literally no joke, the entire meaning of life is somehow confusing to Hasan Piker, anti-natalist. If I saw a child that looked like that, I'd probably attack it. I felt like hitting her. The right-wing nutjobs seeing this and feeling paternal instincts are just predators. The only instinct I feel as a man right now is self-defense. I want to kill it.
This dude wants, this is a tweet from one of those dudes who wants to be a woman so that he can experience an abortion. That is a real thing, by the way. That was a real tweet from an actual fucking tranny. Now that I'm a woman, I want to experience what an abortion is like.
Yes, the ones saying they want to protect a kid are the predators, not the ones saying they want to kill it. The only thing I felt while watching this is pure bloodlust for that annoying creature. I hate children so much. Before you come at me, yes, I'm a 35-year-old crazy cat lady and proud of it. Stay mad.
And the funny thing is, this tweet doesn't even make me mad. It would have made me mad a few years ago. Now I'm honest, I'm just happy. I don't want people like this having kids. I'm happy. I'm glad that you exist with this mind frame because I don't have to worry about you ever having a fucking kid.
First of all, every time you see a little smiley face like that, that's how you know that person is madder than they've ever been in their entire life. Listen.
I use the smiley face all the time, though. I do it genuinely. When I use the smiley face, I mean it. It means I'm smiling. In fact, I usually use the one with the colon and the capital D to show that my mouth is open wide while I'm smiling.
And obviously, if you simply don't want kids, that's fine. Like, whatever. Not everyone wants kids. Not everyone wants to be a parent. But the societal attitude, the difference between men and women here, how they handle this situation is so, like, fascinating to me.
Sev, you are a terrible liar even through text. A fucking smiley face emoji ain't gonna change that, hun.
I'm probably never having kids. I'm probably going to play video games for the rest of my life. I'm probably going to be as hot for as long as I can. And I'm probably...
Oh, Pokimane. You think you're hot to begin with. That's adorable.
Going to keep making money. That's probably what's going to happen for the next 40 years until people are just going to keep being mad at me about it. Menopause is going to hit me like a brick wall, but at least I will be getting the bag until then. You don't want kids? I'll do it whenever I want. I don't think I'm running out of time.
Absolute delusion. I feel like a lot of men in this situation are like, damn, I wish I...
Oh, that's Val? I can't even tell them apart. I thought that was Pokimane. That is how fucking homogenous assembly line these E-hoes are. I couldn't tell that was Val and not Pokimane. They are all the fucking same. Sammy with a 10-banger says, Leon, and then a smiley face, and I know good goddamn well she's scowling at her keyboard. She's scowling at her phone. What one do I want to play for this? You know what? I'll make you earn that scowl.
Shut up, bitch!
Thanks for the 10-banger.
I had a family, that sucks. Women overcompensate and they pretend to be proud of it, and it just comes off as really kind of sad. And I guess it's like, as a woman for a long time, it's like, oh, you're too young to have kids, don't have kids, it will ruin your life and your body and your career, don't have children. And then all of a sudden you hit a certain age and it's like, you're eggs, ma'am. I get it, it's frustrating, I get it. I hid my pregnancy from the internet. Nobody knew I was pregnant. Well, some of you guessed, because I was fat as f***, but anyway.
I'll be real. I didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know she was pregnant, but I did know something was up. I didn't jump straight to pregnancy, but I did know something was up. Oh, sweet. That darn otaku just gifted 100x to Jules. I don't know what the fuck that means, but thank you.
I hid it from the internet, and while I was like 5 months pregnant, I was getting tweets from like groypers and like, TikTok, your eggs are drying up. But this like, you haters, I got my cats. Enough. Stop spreading that attitude. Stop being a crab in a bucket. Like, even if you don't have children, that's fine. You can find other meaning in your life, obviously. But don't encourage that.
Lost Monster Stream gifted 7 times 7 jewels. What the fuck are jewels? Why am I being gifted jewels? What the fuck is a jewel? Besides an admittedly pretty decent singer from the 90s who should have had a bigger career than she did. Really good cover of Here Comes the Sun that she did, the Beatles song, you know, that she did with Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
Type of mindset. The amount of antinatalist propaganda.
That darn otaku, thumbs up, times 10 jewels. You know what? I'm just going to let this play out. If you guys want to keep sending jewels and interrupting Kami Mommy, I'm going to let it play out. Send all the jewels. Send all the jewels. Seabrew gifted 10 jewels. Happy poop. That's, no, I hate that. I hate that. It's like kicks on kick. Sev, you got to understand, unlike you, I'm not a hot woman. I only very recently started actually getting donations on Kick. And Cinny is the one that reads them out for me. So I don't know what those are. Dat Otaku sent 10 gold coins. Ha, jewels. I see what you did there. Jewels. I get it. We done? We done? Because here's the dealio, crew. I don't even know if there's any monetary value attached to those. If there's not, knock it the fuck off. I'm trying to work here. If there is, keep doing it, because God knows I'm not. I could be next on the chopping block of demonetization. So if there is monetary value attached to them, keep sending. Otherwise, we got shit to do. 1 cent per jewel. Got it. Thank you.
Propaganda young men and young women see nowadays is like insane. But the biggest antinatalist propaganda has to be like $3,000 rent, $2,000 daycare, and student debt, honestly. Like, if we're being honest. It's just sad because, like, through all of history, like, imagine your ancestors. They've been through, like, war and famine, and you're just gonna...
Bro, not even war and famine. Not even war and famine. These straight up OGs looked out on the horizon, just a big blue ocean of fuck you-ness, and got on some wood and said, we're just gonna go. That's scarier than any war, bro. If we at war, I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to kill all the motherfuckers, right? There's other humans, probably of a different skin color than me, and I don't like them. Maybe the eyes are all slanty. Maybe they wear turbans. Doesn't fucking matter. They're different than me. I don't like them. Shoot them down. That is not near as scary as hopping on some fucking wood and going out into the big blue void. I'm done. Mad lads.
And your bloodline because the rent is too high. But it's understandable. They don't feel like they can support a child. They can barely support themselves. Especially on one income, like how it used to be. Those days are gone. You know, if I was president and I wanted to make America great again, that...
I love you, Shoe, but no. You don't get to be president. You're a woman. Women can't be in politics. That's bad. War Wizard gifted 10 floating heart jewels. Thank you.
That would be the thing I focus on the most. But no, we have to do another bullshit war in the Middle East. Okay, whatever, we're not going into that, not in this video. Lots of strange reactions to this game. Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way childless women have.
So not only does she end Hasan Piker's career, but in the same video, she ends that dumb slut from Timcast's career. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Shoe is the one woman I would trust to be a president.
Maternal instincts. Men first experience...
No, I'm lying. I'm too misogynistic for that shit. She still, the answer is still no, but maybe she could be like the president's mistress or something.
Paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically those paternal instincts are...
Although when you think about it, that would make her kind of like the Marilyn Monroe of YouTube. I'm kind of fucking see it. Questions for later.
Only ever felt for their own children and no one else's. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator. What?
What about Sevi? No. Sevi's a woman. Doesn't matter if she's my woman, she's still a woman. No. Also, she wasn't born here. And foreigners don't get to be president. So that's double no.
Okay, first of all, even from like anecdotal common sense, this is just not true. This is obviously bullshit. Research literally shows that childless men experience like the desire for fatherhood almost just as much as childless women experience the desire for motherhood. Apparently, young men want children more than young women do nowadays.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
Men, including childless men, exhibit caregiving, protective responses to infants, even if they're not their own. All through history, men have a...
What about CEO of a company? It depends. If it's like a company that sells dishwashers or like cookware or makeup, maybe. But even in all those instances, I feel like a gay man would still be a better CEO than a woman.
Protected, mentored, even died for kids that weren't their own. Also, with this logic, like, uncles, stepdads, adoptive fathers, like, anyone like that is a predator. Like, men just have the protector gene, and this game just activates it. It's really not deeper than that. Yes, it's true men don't have maternal instincts, but men do have paternal instincts. There's a reason this game is about protecting her from evil robots in space, and not like... I don't know. breastfeeding her. Yes, women and men are different. And I like a huge factor in this very popular trope is that the man gradually develops paternal instincts over the child despite his stoic, emotionally distant, masculine nature. These gamers are experiencing that through the main character. If Capcom's goal with Pragmata was to make everyone who plays this game want to be a parent, then they've done an amazing job. I always sit back when Diana starts playing and think to myself, so this is what it's like to have a daughter? She's so cute. And for the record, yes, that is what having kids is like. It's also not so fun stuff and lots of responsibility, but the good parts completely outweigh the bad and make it all worth it. There were hundreds of tweets from people, mostly childless people, mind you, being like, that's not what having a child is like, actually, you stupid.
So, in honor of how amazing this video is so far, and mostly in honor of, really one of the weakest trolls I've ever had in my chat, Gamerman, I've made the executive decision that I support Israel now. Y'all know I've been pretty anti-Israel for a while, but I support Israel now, and I've changed my mind. I love the Jews. Thank you for inspiring me to love the Jews, Gamerman.
Stupid gamer. It's actually terrible and awful. Men like this view having a daughter like having a pet dog. Once she grows up and isn't a cute little girl anymore, they'll begin to resent her. Men really do want kids the way kids want a puppy. All the fun, but none of the responsibilities. I don't like the way you guys talk about children. Like, they aren't toys. People will lose their f***ing minds when they realize that kids aren't like a dog or cat. They're a goddamn nightmare. Watch.
War Wizard for a 2-banger says, I'm out. Blame Gamerman. He made me love the Jews. He made me love the Jews. I gotta hit up Nux Taku, be like, yo, you want to collab? I'm a Jew lover now.
Watching a child play with a toy and actually raising a child are two completely separate things. Kids are adorable when they're calm and playful, but little demons when they're screaming, snotting, and destroying your shit and keeping you up at night. Men really think having children is easy and fun. It's not so fun.
You have Omega for 2-banger says, of the closet?
When they're pissing and shit and crying nonstop. Do you have kids? No, and I got my tube side 3 years ago, but thanks for asking. Wow, Diana's so cute. Maybe I want kids one day. Did you know they poop and pee and cry? Why this compulsive need to counter-signal this? Watching a fictional kid play with toys for a few seconds and thinking that's what it's like raising an actual human being is probably a sign you have zero idea what it really looks like being a parent, and you should not base your decision off a video game character.
I actually wouldn't call myself Jews of Paradise. I would call myself Words of Israel. I think that would be a better name, Words of Israel.
Wait.
Because of course Israel is God's chosen land and therefore is a paradise.
Wait, this community note. OP is an e-girl with an OnlyFans account. You stupid gamers don't get it. Doom scrolling TikTok and having multiple failed situationships is true happiness. Children are a burden. Nobody is saying parenting is easy. Nobody said that. All the parts parents say are the best parts. All the parts parents say are worth it. That is what people are seeing and yearning for. They have this like insane compulsion to attack anything that's like remotely pro-family, I guess because it culturally clocks as conservative. So you have to just shun it and mock it.
Piplup for a 5-banger. As a proud uncle that loves that phone, my cousins. Wait. Do you mean nieces and nephews, or nieces or nephews, or? As a proud uncle that loves to have fun with my cousins is a very strange way to phrase that. But anyway, hell, I would stop gaming and gotta scroll back up. I would stop gaming and watch Paw Patrol and Bluey with them. People on Twitter are insane. Facts. Speedy Cake with a 5-banger. Kids are better than cats and dogs. They can be trained to do chores. When's the last time your dog and cat did the dishes? I trained my pet bunny to use the litter box. Does that count? Still working on getting my cat to bring me a beer, though. It's really difficult because they don't have the whole opposable thumbs. I appreciate you guys. Absolute legends. Let's go ahead and give you some horsecock.
Horse semen's great.
I'm digging horsecock.
Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me say it nay. Ooh, as I create more.
My favorite stallion I keep in my top drawer kinda goes hard though.
Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock and eat horse.
I don't know how we're going to ever top horsecock.
Shout out, thank you for the donos. You guys are legends. Let's keep it up.
Or else you're doing a fascist propaganda or something. This whole thing has just been a litmus test for humanity. On one side, people who long for love and meaning and human connection desire deeper things and they're in touch with their humanity. And on the other side, miserable, insane freaks who want to destroy everything pure and wholesome. And then on the sidelines, normal people who just think this is a fun game.
They are the ones on the sidelines too. That's the one, like, I don't believe for a moment that Shoe played the game, because Shoe is just not a gamer to my knowledge. She knows about gamer culture because of being entrenched in the culture wars and being an online individual and being there during Gamergate. But I don't think I've ever really heard Shoe mention being a gamer. The fact that she, as just a casual observer from the outside, can be like, yeah, this is exactly what's going on. It's so fucking telling.
Yeah, that's probably most people.
I'm a kid-loving Nazi. You're damn right. You know how many kids I want? 9!
I think we're a little too online sometimes. So we have established that the broveries have been activated by this game, but is the male biological clock real? Unlike women who are born with a specific number of eggs, men create sperm all their life. Right now as we speak, your balls are creating sperm.
Thanks, guys.
Men can technically get someone pregnant all their life. And by someone, I mean a woman, not a femboy. You can't get a femboy pregnant. Stop trying. Sperm quality tends to decline over time. Lower sperm count and more DNA damage to the sperm occurs. These changes usually start after 35 to 40 years old. So as men age, the risk of passing on genetic mutations increases. Similar to maternal age, higher paternal age has been associated with autism, schizophrenia, so basically being a Shoe0nHead fan, and other rare genetic disorders, as well as the chance
Imagine waiting until you're like 42 to have a kid and it just comes out the fucking womb a Shoe0nHead fan. That's based.
Of miscarriage rates being higher. So when red pill manosphere people tell you like, oh, you have all the time in the world to have children, bro, focus on yourself, queen, get that bag, like, technically they're correct. Physically, you do have all the time in the world, but that doesn't mean you should wait. Having kids is more than the ability to reproduce. You want energy to chase a toddler around. You want your kids to have their father in their life for a long time. You want
Or if you're a black father, you need to be young and healthy enough to actually make the walk to the gas station for milk and cigarettes and never come back.
See your kid graduate and maybe have children of their own. You want to give your parents grandchildren. You don't want to be a super old dad or mom. But if that's how it happens, that's how it happens, and that's great. Life is not a Hallmark movie, but it should not be the ideal for men and women. Like, if you are in a stable relationship, get married and have kids as soon as possible. Honestly, it's the stable relationship part I think people are having the most trouble with. It's easy to be like, find a wife and get married and have kids, bro. And it's like, find a wife? From where? The wife store? Listen, I believe you will have that one day, Anon. I believe you—
And by the way, Paul, you asked if we should just, like, put polls in chat to ban people. Here's why I don't do that. Because the engagement helps grow the channel. Every single dumb shit that a troll says is still engagement and still makes my YouTube numbers go up. And yes, I did hear her, Sev.
You will have that wife and daughter or son. You will have a little Diana of your own one day. You will hang those drawings on your fridge. Don't blackpill.
That part's not true. If the drawings suck, they're not going on the fridge. Like, I ain't one of those fucking participation trophy kind of guys. If your shit ugly, it ain't making the fridge. That's just how it is. Get good scrub. We teach them early around these parts.
Don't doom. We're all gonna—
make sure your kids can swim, Leon? Did a black motherfucker in chat just tell me to make sure my kids can swim? Did the black guy just bring up swimming to the white? If we're gonna be talking about banning motherfuckers in chat, we gotta be talking about banning AJ right now.
Make it. Same to you ladies watching.
Vagabond, don't you add to this shit.
I can make it, you can make it. So what did you guys think of this? Have you played Pragmata? Did you like it? Did it make you feel those fatherly or motherly instincts? Is your biological clock ticking? Do you have baby fever?
AJ says, motherfucker, I can swim and I both my parents. I feel like God, I know they say God doesn't make mistakes, right? They say God doesn't make mistakes, but I feel like God accidentally switched me and AJ at birth, right? He can swim, he's got both parents in the home, but he's black. I'm terrified of water. My parents have been split up since I was like 2 years old and my mom was a prostitute. I feel like God accidentally flip-flopped some shit. He Freaky Friday'd us, but without giving us the fortune cookie to change us back. Hey, what up, Barrel Smasher? I appreciate you. If this is your first time around, I appreciate you. Benjathan, member for 6 months. Doesn't even say anything. Just membership for 6 months. Just whips his dick on the table to flex he's been here for half a year. Appreciate you, homie.
If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All Patreons get the raw, uncensored version of the video a day before it comes out, and I'm going to start doing live streams for Patreon members only, so that should be fun. And I will see you guys soon with a new video. A slot video, hopefully. Bye!
She has promised us a slot video that has like 4 or 5 fucking videos in a row. I'm getting good goddamn tired of waiting for a fucking slot video. Even so, that was awesome. That was great. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for you guys. Make sure to give it a like. I mean, it's Shoe0nHead. This bitch probably already a million views. Yeah, it is. It's already at 1 million views. So 90,000 likes to 523 dislikes. Who are the 523 soulless fucking cat ladies or abused soy boy beta bitch males that disliked this video? The fucking self-projecting, probably actual pedos and or trannies, as if there's much of a fucking difference, that disliked this video. This isn't like her fucking war in Iran video where it was real contentious and divisive. This is like, hey, video game with parental instincts, maybe not bad. And 523 soulless motherfuckers disliked it. Bro, it's an evil world we live in. Dice Mrs. Super, I did. Benjamin, for a 2-banger, says, but Leon, use black. The third leg of New Black Street. I don't know that I like being called the third leg of anything to do with Kato or Atreus. Look, they're my boys. But third leg got a certain connotation about it. Alrighty. Alright, it's a very short leg. Not where it counts. Not where it counts. Alrighty. We're gonna get serious for a moment, at least as serious as I can be. Because Asmongold dropped this video. We live in an assassination culture. Guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how I'm gonna make this funny. But I'm good goddamn well gonna try. Let's go!
Assassination culture, that's what I'm calling it. It's bad now and it's gonna get a whole lot worse.
Why does he look like a 2006 Weird Al Yankovic music video? I know Asmongold always looked disheveled and whatnot. But this is a bridge too far, bro.
Culture, that's what I'm calling it. It's bad now and it's gonna get a whole lot worse. I want to make this video because in 2, 5, 3, 10 years from now, I want to be able to go back to this video and say, see guys, I told you so. And
now, I'm not trying to speak this into existence. But with the way the internet comes after Asmongold, first of all, you'd think he was fucking chibi reviews. Second, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, he might be on the receiving end because motherfuckers be fucking crazy.
And if I'm not right, I'm going to delete the video. So anyway, this has been, I think, escalating. It's been going crazier and crazier. We've had now...
The audio is not good. That's because Asmongold... So here's the thing. For those of y'all that don't know. This ain't me. This ain't my setup. When Asmongold does videos as opposed to just stream clips, he uses his potato setup, which includes a dog shit microphone, so a mic even worse than mine. I think he uses his fucking webcam mic. Multi-millionaire Asmongold, who just had Caleb Hammer on, who said, yeah, I don't know how much I make in a year, but I know I had to pay $4 million in taxes. And he uses a fucking webcam mic for his videos. Was he wearing? I don't know. I think he raided his dead mother's closet. And to be fair, I respect it, because that means he kept his mom's clothes around because he loves her so much. That's a good son right there.
The third or fifth, or I lose count, how many attempts on Donald Trump's life, somebody, well, I'm really mad, I'm gonna shoot the president. Oh boy, that's gonna solve all your problems. And so you...
It's amazing. I love... Babe, gotta go into a meeting. Talk to you later. Well, I will talk to you again. Have a great meeting. Love you. Catch you later, babe. Thank you for the 5-banger. Where's I going with this? I was saying something. Damn it, Sev. I appreciate it, but you fucked me up. I was reading something. Let's see. Does he take a bath? Webcams have mics. Yes, they do. Asmongold cosplays as Internet Jesus. Fuck. Oh! I remember what I was going to say now. Okay. I love the people that think they could just, like, assassinate Donald Trump. Because let's say they pulled it off, right? Let's say they pulled it off. I'm not asking if this is happening. You know me. I'm a Trump supporter. Trump my boy, right? Y'all know me. You know, I've shown you before. I actually got the opportunity very recently to meet our Lord and Savior, President Trump. And he's a great man. But let's say they pulled it off. That means we get J.D. Vance, which would be exponentially worse for these people. What? Why would you want to kill Trump knowing that means you get J.D. Vance? Who would go so much harder in the paint, son? Shout out, nobody has spoken, Raid. Thank you, nobody. Appreciate you, homie.
You have these people that are doing this, and this is really, really escalated ever since, and I mean, let's be honest here, it's been escalating ever since BLM. That's whenever being a crazy retard became the socially acceptable thing to do. And now, everybody's a crazy retard.
Like, I know... Asmongold's a smart dude, right? He's been the content creator A-game for a long fucking time now. This is a great pause, by the way. But anyway, so he probably dressed like this and whatnot for the bit. He's wearing in fact, he's wearing Fry from Futurama's clothes. Look at this.
You and I are enemies now. I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Bro got that Fry from Futurama drip right now. I know he probably did this for the bit, but I love the idea that he didn't realize it, and he's just, like, talking about crazy people while looking like the type of people that hold, like, end of the world signs. Dude, he looks like Jared Leto's stunt double right now. Benjamin for a 5-banger says, French literature has a character kind of like Asmongoldstein. Harpagon, an infamous miser who's rich by immiserating his family in order to save money. I appreciate the 5-banger. I have to look up what immiserating means. Let's hop over to the Googs real quick. Immiseration. The process of progressive impoverishment, degradation, or making a population miserable. Kinky. I like it. Thank you for the 5-banger.
And these are people who think that they are fighting for civil rights. It's like, you're not Rosa Parks sitting at the front of the bus whenever you're burning down a Uber driver's Tesla because Elon Musk made you mad. You're not fighting for civil rights. You're trying to take them away. Everybody wants to have an election. You don't like the way it turns out. Time to burn everything down. Well, can you imagine what it would be like if everybody did this? Oh my God. It would be crazy. And this is the form of third worldism. And I talk about this a lot. I'm still on Twitch now. And I talk about this, though, because this is the mentality of when the existing systems do not create the outcome that you like, even though all of the systems are working properly, you're being represented, you just simply don't have the numbers to achieve your goals. Whenever this happens to you, the result is not, well, I guess I have to work harder, I have to get more people to agree with me. No, the result is, now I'm going to set something on fire.
Now, to be fair, as somebody who was once a young boy that had the traditional little green army men, there is always the masculine urge to set something on fire.
I'm going to try to shoot somebody. I'm going to try to cause some sort of... I'm going to stand... Get this, guys. I'm going to stand in the middle of the road.
I love that Gamerman's like, his appearance is an insult to Jesus when Gamerman earlier said he was Jewish. Homie, I'm going to take you at face value, assume you're Jewish, which first of all, ew, gross. Second of all, your kind killed Jesus. Just saying,
For Iran. Thank God. Thank God, that's going to save them. Oh, for sure, exactly. And if anything, it's going to make the gas prices go even higher. So anyway, this is what I think is happening, is that people have socially normalized the act of bad behavior, violence, aggression, hostility, and they've done so with a righteous indignation that has enabled them to justify doing so as being the heroes of their own story. Is it too many Marvel movies? I don't know. But it's too many something. Maybe it's too many antidepressants. I have no idea, but I know it's a big issue. And I think I know where things are going with this. Because we can't live in a society that's like this. You can't have a society where people steal things.
Correct. Which is why the murder of Charlie Kirk was such a big wake-up call. It's one thing to throw little tizzies and bitch fits on the internet. It's even one thing to have an attempted assassination of the soon-to-be president and grace in his ear by the grace of God and whatnot. But once you shoot a podcaster through the neck for just saying, hey, let's have a conversation publicly, you can't live with these people, which is why I advocate for public execution.
People are being violent randomly, and people decide to kill elected representatives. If you want a country like that, go to Africa. There's plenty of them. They're called PvP servers. I, preferably, don't want to be on one. So these people are trying to turn our normal country, and this is happening in Europe too. So if you're European and you're like, oh, this doesn't apply to me, we don't have this problem. Yeah, you do.
Dare I say it, Europe has it worse. Yeah, in Europe, they're maybe not out there taking pot shots at politicians. But that Islamic invasion of grooming gangs do be trying to take advantage of your 9-year-old girls. Like, all the things they said about the people who like Pragmata, those animals are actually infiltrating Europe. So, you guys have it worse than us. Not that we have it very good. I also don't like the rampant blood running in the streets right now. But at least we don't have roaming packs of Islamic grooming gangs taking advantage of our 9-year-old girls.
They're driving through the fucking crowds with trucks instead of guns. Oh, wow, that's so much better. You guys have problems, too. This is a problem inside of all of Western civilization because I think that we have culturally not been willing to just put our foot down with these fucking freaks. These absolute fucking deranged, mentally ill, violent, psychotic freaks that need to be put in a mental institution and locked up indefinitely. And everybody else, by the way, if we did this...
But why? No, that's not far enough. Like, I get what he's saying, and I don't disagree in terms of, like, something needs to be done. But then it's just our taxpayer dollars paying for them to continue to live their crazy, insane, mentally fucked up lives in this institution. Helicopter rides. Oceans. Like, the fucking news store. So much easier and cheaper. We're gonna wrap that shit up before lunch.
Everybody would be living in paradise. Everything would be great. Everything would be amazing. Oh, wow, I go to CVS. Oh, I want to buy a candy bar. Well, let me go speak to the manager's manager so he can get the special key that was made by, the Wizard of Oz to open it up for me to get a Reese's peanut butter cups. No, I don't think so, guys. And before you say, oh, well, they're stealing because they're poor.
Poor form. Poor form. Should be a Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth or a Payday. Reese's peanut butter cups, kind of overrated. Baby Ruth or a Payday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't eat makeup, all right? No, they're not. They're stealing because they can and because they're getting away with it. And so we have a world where we have enabled and allowed this completely destructive behavior because people have been mentally guilt-tripped and emotionally manipulated into thinking that this is somehow the only outcome that a person can have.
Payday is the whitest shit you could have said. Yes, because black people don't work, AJ, so you wouldn't know what a payday is like.
Well, I had things hard as a kid. That means I steal Kias and I drive them down the highway at 150 miles an hour. Well, you know what? My dad wasn't around, so that means I get to burn down the 7-Eleven. I don't fucking think so, guys. I don't.
Actually, I would let them burn down the 7-Eleven because we all know it works at the 7-Eleven. Thank you, come again.
No, and I don't think anybody else likes this either. I have what I call the 7-Eleven Eclair Index. Let me explain what that is. We all know 7-Eleven Eclairs, right? Right? I think we all, hopefully.
I actually don't, by the way. We don't have 7-Elevens where I live. Near 7-Eleven is like 2.5, 3 hours from me.
I'm not the only fat piece of shit here. I'm not fat, I'm trans fat, but it's the same thing. And you go to 7-Eleven and they have the eclairs in the little bakery goods thing. Well, I found that if you want to go late at night and you want to get one of those eclairs, you have to go to a 7-Eleven that doesn't have any hobos or anybody around, like any of these random, oh, somebody's talking to their knife. There's not going to be any eclairs in that 7-Eleven. Let me tell you that. And so nobody wants to be around this shit. Nobody wants to deal with this, but nobody wants to say it because they've created this sort of like, some sort of moral cachet in complete societal dysfunction. And I think that it's reaching a fever pitch. I think if they ever succeed, let's say you shoot Trump. Oh yeah, all your problems are going to go away now with President J.D. Vance.
Bingo, bango, bongo! What'd your boy just say not 5 fucking minutes ago?
Yeah, you should shoot him. Oh, well, now you've got Marco Rubio. It's not going to work, right? You're going to have to shoot a lot more people than that, right? And my opinion on this is let's not shoot anybody. How about just bring a better candidate next time and get more of your guys out to vote, and maybe something will happen that's in your favor. But, we can't do that. And so anyway, this is what I think things are going, is that we are reaching a position where there is so much just day-to-day societal dysfunction, just average dysfunction. Like you go to the store, like I went to Walmart.
You know, I was going to say gross, but right now he does in fact look like the type of person that would shop at a Walmart.
And I went to buy a pack of underwear. Now, I'm a 35-year-old man. This doesn't embarrass me anymore because, I've got a few gray hairs. But if I was 18, I would have been mortified by this. The woman had to unlock the underwear case, pull out the underwear, and I said, okay, can I have them? She says, yes, you can have them. I have to walk them up to the fucking register. And of course, you know, you have like 17 different registers at the Walmart. 3 of them, no, that's not true. 1 of them is open. And so I have to go there. I'm sitting in this long line. And she says, yeah, he's buying underwear. These underwear are for him. And it's like, oh my God, this is, it's mortifying. It's embarrassing, right? And again, like, it's the kind of thing that, you know, you get old enough and you just laugh at it. But whenever you're younger, it's ridiculous. And I still laugh at it, but it's for a different fucking reason. I'm mortified for a different reason. I'm mortified that I'm living in a minimum security prison. The entire world is being turned into a minimum security prison so we can accommodate the bottom 2% of the bad actors in our society.
Now, he is wrong. It's not the entire world, because Uganda, Zimbabwe, that's not a minimum security prison. That's fucking Escape from New York, but in the fucking jungle, or the Sahara, or wherever the fuck Uganda is. Like, but for the most part, yes, he is correct.
Everybody has to live in this because we don't want to put them in it. It drives me fucking crazy. It makes me so angry. And I think people are getting tired of this. I think eventually what's going to happen is there's going to be somebody that runs for government, somebody that runs for office that says, I'm going to stop this. And they will. And it's not going to be a good thing. And the thing is that, and everybody will be happy for this, because you have to remember, I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said, the people who desire safety over freedom deserve neither, right? Or something, some variation of that, right?
Those who would choose, I believe the exact quote is, those that would choose safety over freedom deserve neither. I'm getting it wrong. It's actually a longer quote than that. People often paraphrase it, but yes.
Well, this is the problem with what Benjamin Franklin said. Back then, they didn't have universal suffrage. Now they do. And when everybody can...
And universal suffrage was a mistake!
Vote, most people are going to choose safety every single fucking time. So we have a society of people that will, I think, whenever the time is right, willingly and beg for Minority Report. And not, I don't mean reporting a black person. I mean the movie. I'm talking about somebody going and actually having, like databases on them, like eye tracking. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they're now mandating, cameras in cars now to be able to detect and turn on and turn off cars at will, and to be able to detect things like drowsiness and other types of inattentive driving behavior.
Congrats! I was telling people 10 fucking years ago that we are headed towards living in the psychopath world. For any of y'all real weebs out there, none of you fucking fake weebs that only watch like Dragon Ball and Bleach and fucking dumbass Attack on Titan, which sucks dick. Like, not that I'm knocking, Naruto and Bleach. I mean, I like Bleach. Point is, real weebs know the score, and you see cool shit like Psychopaths. Been saying for a decade or more now, we are on the road to Psychopaths. He is describing real world shit that exists in... I mean, if you guys haven't seen Psychopaths, by the way, watch it. Like, season 1 is top 10 greatest anime of all time. Watch Psychopaths. But...
So this is where things are going. And the problem is that if you have enough drunk driving, and if you have enough texting and driving, and you have enough of everything in between, you're going to have people that are asking for that. And I think that's the world that we're going towards. And I think this is a very sad thing. I don't want to live in 1984. I don't want to live in... I mean, honestly, in some cases, and I think a lot of people, like I was saying, I don't want to live in China. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, if you look at Dubai, if you look at China, you look at Singapore, and you look at El Salvador now, you go Google Maps, and I'm not saying everywhere, but many of these places, they're very nice, and there's not shit everywhere, and there aren't a bunch of people sitting around, having a fire with plastic and tires. And so this isn't happening, and they're like passed out like fent zombies. And so I think that what's happening is that this is either a colossal amount of mismanagement that is so bad that it will be seen historically as like an age of decline.
Wrong. I'm sure he's going to say what it actually is next, because there's an or in there, means there's a second option. But there's only one option. And the one option is that this is all by design. We all know this. We talk about pretty much every stream when we can. This is all by design. They want to force changes. They want to force new societal norms the world over. One world government, big cabal, so you will live in the pods, eat the bugs, and you will be happy.
Or it is being done intentionally. This dysfunction, this unrest, all
Bingo,
these problems
bango,
are being
bongo.
done intentionally so they can manifest the reality of the next police state, the Patriot Act 2, the
Oh, keep going. Keep going. Talk dirty to me as we go. My nipples are so hard right now.
you know, the furthering of the reduction in privacy. You know, do you want to be texting your friend and then you make a joke and it's about something blowing something up and then immediately you have the police coming and they're shutting down your service because it's been AI parsed and they have like a complete apparatus and they're using telemetry and they're trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, this guy, I think he's the one, this could be Al-Qaeda, he could be radicalized, it could be one of those incels with a bomb, and then before you know it, you're on a list and you can't use an airplane. And no, I don't want to be in that world. I don't want to live in that world. It's ridiculous. But the problem is that because we're not taking the reasonable countermeasures to solve this, I think that the only outcome is that we will have an unreasonable consequence for not solving it because it will be solved in a more extreme way. Fundamentally, this type of lifestyle cannot continue. This level of dysfunction cannot continue. You can't have people that are just stealing things wantonly out of every store. Stores are going to be closing, and they already do.
Yeah, what do you mean gonna be? Fucking half of New York is shut down, half of LA is shut down, half of San Francisco is shut down, half of Chicago is shut the fuck down, half of Seattle is shut down, half of Chicago is shut down, and frankly, none of these are any great losses. Like I talk all the time, glass the Middle East. Glass these big fucking cities for all they give a fuck, but the point is, so don't say it's gonna happen, it is happening.
And then what happens when that happens? Well, people lose their jobs. What happens when they lose their jobs? Well, they're stealing from the remaining stores. So then the remaining, you see how this happens? You see, this is the third worldism that I'm talking about. We can't live in this world.
Didn't Walgreens pull completely out of LA? Let me fact check that. Let me fact check that. Walgreens pulls out of... Oh, is it California as a whole? Not entire... Oh, okay. Walgreens is not entirely leaving California, but by the state under Governor Gavin Newsom, there's moved to terminate $54 million contract with the pharmacy chain. The action announced in March 2023 was in response to Walgreens' decision to not distribute abortion pills in certain conservative-led states. Though the state continued to be bound by legal obligations to work from. I'm pretty sure there's more to it than that. Store closed. Reports suggest high crime areas in San Francisco and Oakland have faced closures, with more reports noting closure of numerous locations across the state. There it is. There it is.
This isn't going to work. And so my plea and my ask for...
Search what all businesses have left LA. There's no need to. It's like 45 of them minimum. I live on the internet. I do this for a living. I've seen all the posts.
So many people, and these are people in the government, people that listen to me and everybody, is that please stop allowing our culture to be colonized by absolute fucking savages. Why are we allowing ourselves to be totally ruled over by the bottom 2% of people that should be locked in a box for the rest of their life? At least.
Put them in the box. Put them in the box.
And this is the thing. I think that this is the most reasonable and the most acceptable way to do this. And the reason why is because if we don't have that, those people rule over you. They rule over you. I don't think you're going to have some big mass, class awakening. You're not going to have the communist revolution. No, if worst case scenario, the rich people will pay half the poor people to kill the other half. So correct. I'm not really getting excited.
To be fair, it wouldn't be a loss if we take care of New York and California. It would not. It certainly would not. You mean we taking care of commie, Muslim, gay, trans rights supporter Zoran Mamdani and Gavin Newsom in one fell swoop? Shit. We ain't losing champions, son.
I did, and I don't think you should either. I always see all these people on TikTok and stuff like that. I get this stuff sent to me, and they're saying, well, I can't wait for the revolution, and somebody has a 9mm gun and a Kevlar vest that they got off of Temu. Oh, yeah. You're definitely ready for the revolution, buddy. So we have this overwhelming just sense of just complete hubris and bravado that people have on these social media apps. Like this is going to be anything other than a complete crime against humanity. And all I'm saying is that I would rather this problem be a page in the history books instead of an entire chapter. And I think we're moving towards the chapter. Please, can we please just fucking... Can we get...
Yeah, but to be fair, nobody will read the chapter because we'll have to burn all the books, either by government mandate or just to stay warm at night because the world will be fucking ending.
Get these crazy people under control before we all have to be under control. Can we please do this? And I had to make a video and talk about this because it's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous what's going on and how we've allowed this to happen. And I want to make this is a plea to everybody. This is a very important value system that I have. I think this is the core tenet of Western civilization. What is Western civilization? Roman law, Greek philosophy, Christian morality. That's
based, correct, accurate, and the best part, he didn't mention the fucking French. He didn't mention the Republican ideals that we took from the French. Because fuck the French, those dirty, gross, awful people.
What it is. Is there deviation? Absolutely. Is that the rule? Yes, it is. And I would like to go back to that. I would.
Yes,
like
I did, Big Mid
like
DJ.
To live in a place where I don't have to go through checks and balances to purchase underwear at Walmart. So anyway, guys, I wanted to make this video in light of the recent assassination and the other amount...
No, I don't hate the French, Anthony, because to hate somebody, hate is a strong emotion. I feel nothing for the French. Like, you know Street Fighter 2? Street Fighter 2, sorry, Street Fighter the movie? When you had M. Bison, for me, it was a Tuesday. Because it means so little. That's just how I think of France in general. I'm living in like a Groundhog Day of Eternal Tuesday. With how little I think of them.
Of just complete and total unrest that I've seen recently, and I wanted to talk about it and kind of get everybody's opinion and hear what you guys have to think. So, gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to leave your comments in the section below. I might actually read some of them, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
That was a fun watch. Assassination culture is probably a pretty apt name for all of that. Yeah, make sure to give it a like. I love potato can videos from Asmongold. That wasn't even an Asmongold video we were originally going to do today. I was going to do the Bill Maher one. But that just seemed too good to pass up. But we do have one more video, crew. One more. And really, considering all the major crossover me and Hypnotic have with our respective audiences, I'm not very happy with you people. Numbers like this are a joke for Hypno's channel. What are you doing? Why are you not supporting my eldritch being boy here? Not 3K videos? That is... Y'all are slacking. That or YouTube be felting him, one of the two. But it should be on you. If you see that he hasn't uploaded a video, you go to his fucking channel and you click. The localization team just ruined Union Syndrome. Now y'all know me. Can't go a goddamn day in this fucking industry without covering some dumbass localization slop. And apparently they're at it again. I don't even know what game this is. But you know that if I'm going to get a chance to shit on localizers, we're going to take a chance to shit on some fucking localizers. Let's go.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, they did it again. Yes, localization teams have ruined yet another video game. And this time, we're talking about a semi-niche Japanese video game that unfortunately players have discovered that the official English release for this game has had dramatically rewritten dialogue and inserted with modern political garbage and altered the tone so...
Wait. Changes the dialogue? Modern agenda garbage? Done by localizers?
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
And yes, Vagabond, that's all I've heard of this situation, is that the Japanese devs are mortified by this. And they are taking the game, to quote, the greatest film of all time, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, back to formula?
Heavily that fans are now accusing the Localization team of trying to essentially sabotage the original work. This is exactly what's going on surrounding the video game called Yun Syndrome, Rhythm Psychosis. It's one of 2026's strangest breakout rhythm games and is now one of gaming's most explosive localization controversies. What should have been a celebration of some bizarre Dempa culture, internet obsession, and psychological rhythm storytelling instead became a case study in...
Yeah, I know Hypno been doing YouTube for a long time, and I know he's good at it. I don't think he ever predicted using the terminology psychological rhythm storytelling. That sounds like the name of some underground EDM album from like 1992 that you found in like your burned disc CD holder when you're like in your parents' fucking basement revisiting your old bedroom or some shit. That is a wild sentence.
One of gaming's biggest modern fears, which is, can players trust localization teams to preserve the original work? Spoiler alert, you can't, because according to widespread player backlash, Yun Syndrome didn't just simply get translated, it was basically rewritten. And when screenshots began circling online showing references to phrases like "end fascism" and hyper-modern political language, social activism-coded jokes, and bizarre tonal shifts,
End fascism. I will never be victimized under fascism again. I'd cut my uterus out if I could. What the fuck? Motherfucking jabroni? Tech bros are so gross. Who the fuck wants kids anyways? I don't know if y'all know this or not, but on Monday, Leaflet has a song coming out about the destruction of translation and bad localization. Now, I'll be coming back from vacation on Monday, so I probably won't be able to get around to it till Wednesday or so. But you know good goddamn well we watching that video. You know good goddamn well we watched the new Leaflet video on that.
that are not reflective of the Japanese source material. Well, needless to say, gamers got pretty annoyed. Now, Steam reviews have completely plummeted, social media has erupted, Japanese developers were forced to respond publicly, and suddenly this small little title became ground zero for a much larger debate. Localization is not preserving art. They're trying to replace it. So today, we're gonna break...
That's right. Talk dirty to me, Papa Hypno. I was gonna say Daddy Hypno. That sounds real fucking weird. Papa Hypno.
Break down this entire story. What is Yun Syndrome actually? The full localization controversy, of course, and examples that players have cited as complete mistranslations or ideological rewrites, developers' response and emergency patch efforts, and overall gamer outrage with broader examples of controversial localization across anime, manga, and gaming specifically, and why this issue has become one of the most divisive topics in entertainment today. This is not just about one rhythm game. It's about localization as a whole, and whether audiences are going to finally push back hard enough to force the industry to change completely. So hit that like button, subscribe button, all that good YouTube algorithm nonsense, and comment down below. Otherwise, your view's not going to count. To be honest with you, that kind of sucks. So what is Yun Syndrome? Well, I didn't even know about this game until it came across to me on a super chat on one of my daily live streams every day at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yun Syndrome, apparently, according to the way they describe it, is a video...
Bro, that's why Hypno got 100k subs and your boy is stuck at 10k, right? Almost 11k to be fair. You hear that masterful fucking plug? And I mean like an actual, not like an Atreus plug, but like an actual fucking plug. I didn't know about this until it came across one of my live streams every day at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like, see how fucking smooth as butter my boy threw that in there? Well played, Hypno. Well, yeah, that's exactly, Anthony. That's how you plug, son. Someone needs to tell Atreus that.
video game that was launched in 2026. The full name of the game is Yun Syndrome Rhythm Psychosis. It's an experimental rhythm adventure title centered around the Denpa culture, a surreal, chaotic Japanese subgenre known for paranoia, obsessive fandom, conspiracy, and psychological instability. The game follows an isolated protagonist descending deeper into internet-fueled delusion, wrapped in a hyper-stylized visual and bizarre humor and intentionally uncomfortable social commentary. Its core appeal came from rhythm gameplay, dark comedy, otaku subculture references, internet forum parody, psychological instability themes, and heavy Japanese meme and niche language usage.
So much of that just went over. Like, that was like in one ear, out the other. He just started like speaking fucking Urdu or some shit halfway through that. I need to take notes from Hypno. I do all the time. I take notes from Hypno all the time. If you want to get into content creation, there's a lot you can learn from Hypno.
This was not meant to be a mainstream, westernized content sort of video game. Its identity is dependent heavily on preserving specific cultural language, niche humor, and the unsettling personality of its original script. But that matters because when your game is built around this tone, language, and cultural specificity, translation choice becomes everything. And according to many players, that's exactly where everything went off the rails. Shortly after launch, players began posting side-by-side comparisons of Japanese text versus English localized dialogue. And again, I want to remind people, this is definitely not the first time this has happened, and it will not be the last.
I quickly looked into Dragon Baby, and holy fuck, had they done a lot of work on games, so I couldn't find a direct link to Sweet Baby Inc. or Weird Ghosts. Might ask Master the TDS if he's listening. That, yeah, if anyone's the go-to on that, it's going to be Master the TDS. Good call.
Localization teams have an extremely bad rap for a reason. It's because these teams are completely corrupt, okay? I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. These teams are so damn corrupt that they rather push their own ideology and they'll call it localization philosophy. I'm not kidding. They literally think that they're philosophers. It's a joke. But anyway, shortly after the launch, players then began posting the side-by-side pictures, and well, that's where everything kind of falls apart, right? Here's the accusations. The localization team didn't merely translate, they inserted unrelated ideological language, modern Western internet slang, and politically charged phrasing that many argued are fundamentally changed characterization.
Man, I thought we got out of this phase after the fucking Digimon movie. When Tai Kamiya is all like, why don't we call somebody important, like the principal or Bill Gates or someone? Those jokes that just don't fucking work in any language other than English. It's been like 26, 27 years since the Digimon movie. How are we still doing this, bro?
Some of the most viral examples include allegations that certain lines were transformed into dialogue that are referencing things like,
are they crackheads? Did Aaron July work on this game? Did Aaron July work on this game and they fired him because he's black?
And fascism. Tech bros are gross. Extreme body politic jokes. Gen Z meme slang, which I gotta tell you is the absolute worst. Like when they do this whole Gen Z meme slang, oh my god. It drives me crazy because you know exactly who is in these writing rooms. When you see the Gen Z meme slang, you just know and envision in your mind who exactly wrote that. And I guarantee you that whatever is in your mind is going to be accurate up to about a 95% ratio. Guaranteed. They also have activist coded commentary that is absent from the source material completely.
Hypno, no. Does anybody know where Hypno fucked up just now? Anybody? Take a moment, chat. I'll roll it back. You tell me where Hypno fucked up in this sentence.
In your mind is going to be accurate up to about a 95% ratio. Guaranteed. They also have activist coded commentary that is absent from the source material completely.
Let's see if any of you realize where Hypno fucked up. Because that was egregious. That was not okay. I'm going to have a word with him about this later. No guesses. Going once. Going twice. Nope. Good guess, Kage, but you're wrong. The dev has another game coming out called Drunken Goddess Reflux. The trailer originally had Dragon Baby credited, but it looks like they were edited out. Oh, that's hilarious. Nope, 95% was wrong. I'll just tell you guys. He said he hates this new Gen Z speak that's in these games. And this bitch just unironically said the word coded. Activist coded. We gotta put a stop to this coded shit. Coded is one of the dumbest fucking newspeak lingo things these retarded kids have come up with.
Completely, essentially meaning they completely made up everything, right? Community criticism focused less on the small inaccuracies, which is kind of expected, and more on the perceived tone replacement. Players are arguing that the otaku references were removed or softened. The original Japanese internet culture was replaced with garbage Western social media humor, and character personalities have shifted dramatically, which they do all the time. They take characters, these localizers take characters that are either their favorite or that they somehow, I don't know, identify with for whatever reason maybe, and then they transform them into characters that are nowhere close to what
a lot of times they literally transform them.
They originally were. It is awful. It really is, because the dialogue and the writing is infinitely better from the source material, and then it gets completely destroyed by people that don't have the skill or the know-how or the creativity to make their own stories, so they rather just ruin someone else's story. But also, the dialogue was felt to be ideologically filtered rather than faithfully adapted as well, which ends up becoming a situation that we are all too familiar with. So many fans, this crossed the line, right? From localization into essentially reinterpretation, which is what they do all the time. They're not localizers, okay? They're not actually trying to translate, and they're
so Hypno's doing the thing here that I don't like personally, but to be fair, he doesn't cover localization stuff very often. He's using translator and localizer interchangeably. They're not. They're not interchangeable. They're not the same thing. A translator translates, and that's what these fuckers should be doing. Localizers completely butcher the source material. They alter the context. They change stuff for their own machinations, whether it be for political purposes or because they think that the Americanized version is superior because they're, inherently anti-Japan or Japanese or whatnot. But, we are seeing what seems to be an act of localization instead of translation.
Definitely not trying to translate faithfully. What they're trying to do is trying to convince you that their version of the story is the real version that you should be hearing. And that shouldn't be the case. So today's gaming climate, where distrust of certain localization practices have been growing for years, and Yun Yun Syndrome unfortunately became the perfect example of yet another way that localization has ruined the game completely. So the outrage wasn't just about the offensive wording, it was about the artistic ownership, right? Gamers are increasingly arguing that when they buy a Japanese title, whether it be anime, manga, or video games, which by the way, I have over 2,000 mangas. If you are not
Hypno's manga collection do be insane.
Subscribe to my manga channel. Go check out Hypnotic Manga. You can see my collection for yourself. But I'm very familiar with localizers ruining content, but it is definitely more prevalent in anime and video games right now. Accurate translation is important. They argue that cultural preservation is also affected, tone consistency is affected, and creator intent has to be respected, right? This is not a script doctoring based on a translator's worldview. This is the critics of the localizations that are claiming that we are not paying for your fan fiction, right? We do not pay for fan fiction. If you guys are out here providing this,
you would think at this point the devs wouldn't trust these what localizers and our sources or companies says. Well, no, you're entire. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. It is forced on them in many instances. We saw that Sweet Baby Inc. or one of the adjacent consultation companies tried to blackmail Wukong into these consultation companies. But and on the other hand, whether it's effectively forced on them or not, they don't care about the money. Power is more important to them than money. And power comes with spreading the message and getting an entire new generation of individuals obsessed with your ideology.
This level of localization that is completely changing all the storylines that we are actually paying into for specific reasons, and that you change them to that degree, well, you are basically making a fan fiction. This is not what the actual story is.
No, you're not making a fan fiction because you're not a fan. For something to be a fan fiction, good or bad, you gotta actually love it. You have to be a fan, and real fans wouldn't want context changed. They wouldn't want any localization altered. So it's not even a fan fiction. It's just fiction.
So this phrase becomes central to the backlash, fan fiction. Many players view these changes as a broader pattern where localization teams in certain industries allegedly add social commentary, they remove sexual or subcultural references, they rewrite jokes completely, they modernize the dialogue unnaturally, and it all.
As a transgender leader in localization management, I've seen my fair share of dumpster fires. I can help your project avoiding them. The fuck does you have to do with, like, cutting your cock off gotta do with a game? Why do I give a fuck if you lopped off your titties or your cock or whatever in terms of making a fucking, not even making a game, localizing a game?
Always feels unnatural. Anytime you see these references being made in modern translations, you already know that it feels like garbage, because it is, right? You can sense just how unnatural it is to the story being told to you, right? So they modernize the dialogue unnaturally, and then they filter Japanese identity through Western ideological frameworks. Whether every accusation was fully accurate or not, perception alone fueled the fire, and that's all it needs to become devastating to the game. So now you have the Steam discussion boards being filled quickly, right there. And I'm going to be sharing screenshots of everything all throughout this video. So make sure you guys check it out as we watch this video. But Steam discussion boards were quickly filled, as they always are, with threats of refunds, negative reviews, translation criticism threads, calls for a retranslation, community-led comparison documents. Across X, Reddit, YouTube, and niche forums, Yun Syndrome became one of the most cited examples in 2026 of what they considered to be a bad localization job. Players framed it as translator overreach, political insertion, script vandalism, cultural disrespect. The backlash spread beyond the game itself, and it tapped directly into years of frustration over.
It is all those things he's listed. I don't even have to have played this game or know the context of the story. Just seeing the screenshots of what was changed and knowing what I know about the localization process nowadays. Yeah, take him at face value. Take him at his word. It is very obvious this is what happened. All those signifiers apply.
Anime subtitles, JRPG localizations, and manga edits and dub rewrites. In essence, Yun Syndrome became symbolic, a reference on localization itself and why it continues to destroy the media that we all enjoy. Now, this is where things get crazy, okay? Because after all this drama, you already know that eventually the developers, especially considering they're not, American, they're Japanese, they're going to respond. Right, they're probably looking at all this backlash and they're wondering what the hell's going on. Because unfortunately, there is quite a disconnect between English localization and Japanese developers. You have a lot of studios, maybe not this one because they're a smaller studio, but you have a lot of major AAA Japanese studios that have in-house.
Capcom, Konami, Square Enix, Bandai Namco, Nintendo of America for sure. Don't know about Nintendo of Japan. Yeah, it's a cesspool.
English localization teams. That means they have English-speaking people that work with them in Japan and give them insight and basically consult on things that need to be in the game in the English text. And what they end up doing is they end up convincing these Japanese developers that this stuff is necessary to be in the game in order for it to be accepted in the West. And then what comes to find out is that when the game releases in the West, there's all this backlash. And they're probably sitting there wondering, what the hell? Why? Why is there so much backlash? We did everything the English localizers told us to do. And that's because the English localizers take any opportunity to take the video game and change it to the point where it's a reflection over their ideology instead of whatever the actual intent was from the people who made the game. So this surprise constantly happens to Japanese developers. And at this point, they really need to do better to vet who exactly is doing English localization. Unfortunately, a lot of the English localizers are just complete psychopaths. They're absolutely insane. They rather ruin the video game. Some of them even advocated for destroying the video game, all just to own the chuds online, right? They have this weird obsession with making people hate their work.
Remember what happened? We covered this a while ago. Discotheque Media. I don't remember what anime it was. I was going to drive me crazy now. But it was an old classic anime. The localizer brought on outside help so they could get the anime's physical release done. And it was all completely redubbed. And they openly bragged about rewriting the script, making changes, making alterations, because they didn't like the original. They didn't like the original anime at all, so they made it into an anime that they would like. Discourse Media made the right call, so they will never work with that localizer again.
I really don't quite understand. It should be very easy. Translate the content and make it understandable to people that are reading it or watching it or partaking in it, right? But you're not just doing...
Fallen Angel? Ghost story? First of all, no, we're not talking about the ghost stories. That's the exception to the rule when it comes to dubs. That's the exception to the rule. No, it was some, like... Pretty sure it was a harem anime or a romance anime. I did a video on it back in, like, late 2024.
That you're not just making it understandable, you're completely changing the story, you're completely changing the tone, you're completely changing characters.
Yeah, Vagabond, you know what I'm talking about.
Destroying it, and it's so obvious that it's happening that you gaslight people and swear that it's not. But following the backlash, the game's developers did publicly acknowledge their players' concerns and announce immediate review efforts. The official Steam post...
My first girlfriend's a gal? That might have been it. Hold on a sec. My first girlfriend is a gal. No, that's just a film. Gal, discotheque. Lovely Complex. It was this right. It was Lovely Complex. Yeah, Blabber's lack of professional discretion comes from a post they made in his blog, which you can only access via archives. Blabber explains the set. Yeah, it was this one right here. It was Lovely Complex.
Stated urgent machine-translated communications, promised text revisions, and later patch notes confirmed English script updates in versions 1.06, and developers said that they planned broader review of in-game text with localization partners. This was crucial, right? Because many companies historically ignore localization complaints. The developers here appeared to recognize that the trust had been completely damaged. Their stated goals included reviewing all the English text, correcting controversial lines, improving script fidelity, and addressing community concerns rapidly. For many players, this was seen as a rare victory. Consumer backlash had forced action. However, skepticism remained. Some player questions, would the fixes be comprehensive? Would the same localization structures remain? Was this damage control or genuine reform? Right? The developer's willingness to intervene publicly distinguished this case from many prior controversies. But the question still remains, how did this even happen in the first place? Right? Why?
Fallen Angel. I need you to follow me here for a moment. You say didn't Hero do a video about that? I don't fucking know, but I did a video about that. So if you're curious about the story, fuck Hero. Sure, he's a nice guy. I like him a lot. But you go watch my video on it.
This is still happening even till this day, even after all the issues that we have seen in localization. Why is it still happening now? Well, to understand why this controversy exploded, you need the context of what happened before. Because this is not just something happening in a vacuum, right? Over the past decade, there have been numerous video games, anime, and manga releases that have faced massive criticism over the localization choices. The most frequently cited examples include Fire Emblem Fates, where fans criticize dialogue changes, support conversations, and censorship adjustments in Western release versions. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, where content edits, costume changes, and script adjustments sparked massive debate. Prison School manga and dialogue controversies, where some fans argued jokes and tone were altered unnecessarily, and most famously, probably, is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid dub, which was...
Oh my god. Do you guys know? I'm sure you guys are weebs. You gotta know the changes were made to this. The pesky patriarchy made her change her dress. The male gaze made her change her dress.
Widely debated online, referencing the patriarchy, which became emblematic for critics who argued ideological insertion had replaced the original intent. And if you guys remember what happened with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, oh my god, it was awful.
Oh, we
it
remember.
was very clear that some psychopathic localizer decided that it was in their best interest to talk about the patriarchy when it wasn't even referenced anywhere in the original work whatsoever. It completely transformed the entire conversation that was taking place at the time. Now, there's obviously various anime subtitle disputes, right? Repeated arguments over slang, modernization, meme insertion, political reinterpretation. And again, not every localizer is doing this, and not every controversy is equal.
Doesn't matter. Finality of evil. If you are a localizer and you know this is happening, but you're not doing anything to stop it, you're just as bad. It is the banality of evil principle. If you know about the evil, but you are doing nothing to stop it, then you are complicit in it.
Sometimes changes are due to cultural adaptation, ratings boards, humor preservation attempts, and market accessibility. But that's not what's happening here with Yun Yun Syndrome. This reignited concerns because critics believe that the changes went beyond simple adaptation into personal editorialization. So now here's the thing, right? When this happens, I understand. Translating, especially from Japanese to English, can be a little difficult, right? Literal translation can sometimes fail, right? Cultural jokes may need adaptation. Nuance can be hard to preserve, but the core industry question has completely shifted. Where is the line between adaptation and alteration?
Well, a lot of people, I'm pretty mixed. I'm pretty on the fence about this. Because there are people that say, keep the Japanese jokes exactly as is, but add in a little explainer box. And there are other people saying some jokes, some comments, whatnot, are so intrinsically Japanese, they just don't translate. And I'm mixed on this one, because I think you can replace a good Japanese joke with a good American joke. But it's not whether you can, it's whether you should. And I lean towards you should keep it as is and throwing the explainer in there. But if you're doing like a comedy anime, for example, throwing in all the explainers and stuff, that might be, detract from whatever's happening within the show or within the anime you're watching and change the context. Just make it, a bad product to read. But conversely, you got things like Gintama, which is as Japanese as fuck, and Gintama does just fine. So I'm still inclined to go with the side of just throwing the explainer box if people need it.
Where is it? Because honestly, at this point with localizers, I can't even tell anymore. Players increasingly are arguing to preserve the creator meaning first, which that's what I argue all the time when it comes to my kind of content, my video games that are Japanese, my manga, right? Like that's what I argue. And to add translator notes if needed, and to avoid ideological insertion. That should be the number one thing. There's no reason why
time to skibbity dimpa all up in this bit. Bro, who is this even for? Like, let's take a moment to think about this. We already know this is a niche game. It's a Japanese anime chibi style rhythm game. It's like the type of game that people who unironically say shit like this bit and skibbity would even fucking play.
I should be hearing about how much you hate the patriarchy if that wasn't the initial intent of the Japanese creator that made the content. Respect the tone over personal expression because nobody gives a shit about your ideology. Developers, meanwhile, are facing global market pressures, right? Localization teams sometimes hold enormous power over them. Like I said earlier in the video, they are trying to convince the Japanese developers what kind of dialogue tone, character identity, political implications, or humor style is acceptable in the West. And I guarantee you, most of...
And it's working. Well, sort of. The director of the Sword Art Online movie, and I covered this in the video as well, the director of the Sword Art Online movie stated that changes had to be made for the and he was lamenting this. He didn't like this, so I want to make sure I make that clear. He was lamenting that changes to the movie had to be made because, and I quote, America is more politically correct. Damn it, you can't make this shit up.
What they're telling them is completely BS. So when that trust is broken, audiences may feel like they're consuming a distorted version of the original work, And that's never going to be good. That's why the backlash continues to just grow and grow and grow. So now gamers are more connected than ever. When you compare original scripts to the translated scripts, that was never a thing back in the day because you never had the ability to. Now, because of social...
And they were fucked up back then too, let's be real. We all know how fucked up localization was back then. Brock with his jelly donuts, Dragon Ball with completely and fundamentally altering and changing the character of Goku to make him more Superman-like. Localization's always been bad. But we went through this weird little period, I'd say from like 2008 to 2013-ish, where it was like they started trying. They started trying to actually be as accurate as possible. And now we just devolve right back into it, but instead of trying to localize to make things more American so the kids can understand it, it's localization for the sake of political ideology. Either way, it's fucking bad.
Media, you have this ability to share these differences and people realize exactly the kind of propaganda that they're consuming every day. So localizers get angry because what they were able to get away with in the past, they can no longer do so. And they always reference the past. They're like, well, we used to do this before with this, and this, and nobody complained. It's because nobody knew, right? Most people that are consuming Japanese content here in the West, well, they don't
Well, that's more censorship than localization, Fallen Angel.
Speak Japanese, so they really don't know what's actually going on, right? So when you have these comparisons, people realize now more than ever the absolute garbage propaganda that we are experiencing every single day. So we get to share screenshots globally, we get to organize criticism, and we get to pressure publishers to understand to stop utilizing these awful localizers. So this means that the controversial localization choices that may have gone unnoticed in the past are now exposed immediately. And for Yun Yun Syndrome, that speed created viral outrage, refund campaigns, media scrutiny, and broader cultural discourse.
God damn it, I didn't realize I was muted. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I was saying that, here's the thing. Are gamers going to respond to the fix? Because this can go one of two ways. Either they appreciate the localizers, not the localizers, but the Japanese devs say, hey, we see this, it's a mistake, we're going to get it fixed. Or is this it's a too little too late sort of thing, and the gamers are saying, no, you had your chance, you shouldn't have got those localizers, you fucked it up. I don't know what the better option is. Because on the one hand, there's a teachable moment for the devs to know who to trust when it comes to their localization practices. On the other hand, you do kind of want to reward them for the good behavior of catching this and fixing it, because they were ignorant to it. They didn't know. Game has positive reviews right now. The devs are making posts. Should wedge something under that button. It's a tiny button. Like when I hold my hand like this, my thumb just naturally sits on the button. Anyway, so it's interesting the game has positive reviews now, Vagabond, because again, I personally lean towards the idea of the devs didn't know that the localization team would do this. They're trying to fix it. They should be rewarded for doing what the gamers want, what the customers want, what the fans want. But there is something to be said for the tough love method of, you done fucked up, AA Ron. We ain't coming back. Every time I see an idiotic localizer on woke timeline, makes me want to reach in my... Yeah, agreed. All in all, if this actually was a teachable moment for the devs, especially with Japan now becoming more and more aware of this problem, I'd say benefit of the doubt, get the game or pick the game back up or download again, whatever, to show them as a positive response, thank you for what you've done. and hopefully does not enable a pattern of behavior.
That honestly I think is going to be better overall for the game. So this controversy may fundamentally influence future publishing strategy, although I gotta be honest with you, I really don't think that's going to be the case. I think that at this point, you're going to have these situations to continue to come up because unfortunately, I think that most Japanese developers have taken more of a passive approach to this. And I know that some of them are experimenting with AI.
I could be wrong. So Hypno's correct about the past. Over the last several years, the Japanese developers have taken a very passive stance on this. But with the advent of American Twitter, American X, and Japanese X commingling as of late, there's been so much new information that they have learned about what's going on here, and a lot of the Japs are pissed. So this could go either way.
You know that, right? So at this point, hopefully AI, if they can train it to do it the proper way, can fully replace localizers that are translating content from Japan to the West, because at this point, I don't trust a human to do it. I understand that there are some good localizers out there, and unfortunately, those people are going to be affected by all the bad ones, and there's a lot of bad ones, right? But if we're being real, this controversy, if at all, could potentially make audit localization more aggressive.
Send me some screens. All right, I'll pull them up after this.
Right? They could use direct translators over broad localization teams. They can offer dual script options, which might be important, or they can prioritize faithfulness for niche audiences, right? This could reshape.
And that last one's what they should do. Prioritize faithfulness for niche audiences. This was already a niche game. Hypno didn't know about this. Hypno knows about every goddamn indie game. And Hypno didn't know about this. So yeah, if you got a niche audience, they want the Japanese version of your product. Again, back to my anime video from a couple days ago. We like this shit because it's intrinsically Japanese. So we want that Japanese factor. Always prioritize your niche audience.
The relationship between the original creators, publishers, localization firms, and Western audiences, but let's be real. The problem is the localizers absolutely hate us. That's really what it is. They hate the people that are buying this product. They absolutely can't stand us, and they consider us to be the chuds online. So any opportunity they get to own the chuds online, they're going to take it. At least that's how it seems anyway. So the Yun Syndrome controversy is bigger than just the game, right? It reflects a growing collision between global publishing, creative integrity, political distrust, consumer activism, and translation philosophy. At least that's what they want to call it anyway. To some, this was overblown internet outrage, which I don't believe that to be the case. To others, it was a critical stand against artistic corruption that we are so tired of seeing. I'm so tired of seeing this. It's not even funny. But regardless of wherever you fall, one thing is undeniable. Players are paying attention, and they are far less willing to accept major script alterations quietly. So if developers and publishers and localization teams want to maintain trust moving forward, they need to embrace transparency, accuracy, and most especially accountability, with a strong focus on respecting the source material. Because here in 2026, we're not buying this shit anymore. And Yun Syndrome is going to reignite all the conversations that happened prior to this and remind people exactly why they don't trust modern localization teams. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Was Yun Syndrome a genius case of localization sabotage, or has the backlash become larger than the actual issue? Where should the line be drawn between...
Yeah, I also think there's a case for being both. Gamers are more awake and aware of it now. Not just gamers, but Japanese content connoisseurs in general are more awake to this growing problem and its bad localizers. That's a great video from Hypno. Great video. Make sure to give it a like. This video got felted, which is some absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Hypno's videos always do way better than this. I'm going to check out those screenshots you sent Vagabond, and then we'll probably call it for the night. Give me one moment here. I assume you send them on X. Don't want to open my DMs on stream, though, so give me one moment here. Well, that is a wall of text. Hello everyone, my name is Fuyuki Hayashi, the creator of Union Syndrome Rhythm Psychosis. Is an urgent matter. Please allow me to communicate with the machine translation. So he's using AI. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who has purchased Union Syndrome Rhythm Psychosis into your wish list, shown interest in the game. We are aware many players, especially those enjoying the game primarily in English, have raised concerns about the quality of the localization. These comments have been shared through Steam reviews on the Community Hub, as well as on X, YouTube trailer comments, Discord, and other platforms. While it's difficult to review every single message in detail, I am reading many of your comments as possible. Development on this title is very fast. Some of you have noticed there's still some places the English version now represents the old versions of the Japanese text, or include display issues regarding Kalmoji and cut-off lines. We are now working on looking into these. Also, based on your feedback, I recognize the English translation requires some revisions. As a first step, currently discussing and addressing the next... That's awesome. That is excellent. Hey, BMO! Thank you, homie. Appreciate you. BMO coming in with 5 gifted Words of Paradise memberships. You absolute legend. I think that puts us over the hundo mark for the day. So, thank you for that. Let's give you some gay hypno.
I'm on HIV medication and I want Leon to rail me.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations.
But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? I lick the ass of other men. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man.
Shout out, BMO. Thank you. Let's see who you hit. Winnie for Sweeney. Nice. USMC. Don't know who that is. Ronald Cully. Exodus Council. Paid how YouTube. Nice, dude. Yeah, good hits. Thank you. In fascism, it will never be victimized in fascism again. The magical girl personas of all your apps does. Some hire that Mr. Rob guy. I'd cut my uterus out if I could. These changes will be implemented by the end of today, which corresponds to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on April 25th. In addition, while all the detailed schedule has not yet been finalized, we plan to review all in-game Wow. They got some work cut out for them. All the Japanese text was written and crafted by me personally. I also work very closely with our localization teams in English from the very start to create a version that represents my vision for Union and QT's world. The scenario itself is something I carefully wove together over a long period of time, my own thoughts and emotions, indulged in deeply. The characters are like my own precious children to me. After all, everyone who plays this game or looks forward to it is truly irreplaceable to me. If you want to have a wonderful experience, I want more people to come visit Union Syndrome, Rhythm Psychosis. Alright, so that's awful nice. Alright, these are just the last but not least, update details. Reduce the amount of Dimpa level, required too much. Added awesome key modder, a heavily modded awesome key that instantly ends Dimpa songs. Revised all English text that has the original source references. Fixed other minor bugs. That's crazy. And it got a good amount of upvotes. 405, 52 comments. From 2 days ago? Yeah, I'd say that's a good sign. I would say that's an excellent sign. Alright, boys, we passed that 3-hour mark. It is time to bag it and tag it. Let's see who's live. Let's see who's live we're going to raid into. And Vagabond, thank you for sending me those updates. Mama Akko is live at this time on a Wednesday. Yo, let's raid Mama Akko. Shout out to Mama Akko. I want y'all to say Vital Idol Raid. You're all legends. We are 149 away from 11K. You guys are just fucking straight murderers, dog. And thank you so much for the donos. It means the world to me because, again, no one knows what's going to happen in this YouTube game. Not after what happened to Cinny. So keep your eye out. Be vigilant. Again, if you have an ex, share what happened to her. We need to get her account remonetized. It was absolute bullshit. Tell Mama Akko Vital Idol Raid. And until next time, it's all here in the Nervosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.